What is up, everybody, and welcome to the World's Biggest Collectors, Episode 3. I've got a very special guest on here tonight, somebody here with me. We're going to be doing a live Q&A, so if you guys have any questions, physical media related, movie related, anything related, anything you guys want to ask us, as long as you don't get too personal. I mean, I'm usually okay with personal questions. I don't know how my guest is with those, so keep it kind of movie, physical media related. But yeah, we're going to be answering all kinds of questions for you guys here tonight. So let's go ahead and bring them in. This is Unwrap Them Movies. What is up, man?
How's it
How are you
going?
doing tonight?
I'm doing really great. I'm Unwrap the Movies, Daniel Ray Otero. If you haven't seen my YouTube, go ahead and check it out. Subscribe. I do a lot of unboxing videos, Blu-ray hauls, and I'm starting to do some trailer reaction videos as well. So if you like those types of videos, make sure to check out my channel and give it a like. Give me some feedback. I'm ready to answer your questions here tonight.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I seen your trailer reaction you did for Suicide Squad last week. Really well done.
Thank you.
Really good, man. It's way better than mine. You know, I forgot my earphones when I was trying to do mine. I was just a complete mess the other night. But yeah, man, it's good to have you here tonight talking about some physical media. You know, we're both big into the Blues Day Tuesday, Blu-ray hunting, unboxing, new pickups and stuff like that. I know you went out today, got yourself some cool stuff. I went out today as well, so we'll have that to talk about here tonight. But before we get into everything, guys, I want to ask that we have about 13 people in here. If you're in here right now, if you are enjoying the content, if you're enjoying what you're seeing here right now, please hit that like button. I would definitely appreciate that. And also, if you somehow manage to find your way in here without already being a subscriber of my channel, hit that subscribe button as well. And I also have Daniel's links down below in the description, so you guys can hit those links, follow him on Instagram, subscribe to him on YouTube as well. All those links are down below. And yeah, we're just going to have a good time tonight, man, talking about movies and physical media. You guys basically dictate where we go with our conversation. So like I said, ask us all the questions you want. Fill up that chat full of questions. We will answer them for you guys here tonight. But we got some people in the chat that I want to go ahead and say hey to. Stranger Boy 101 is here. He says, yo, Stranger Boy, how are you doing tonight?
How's it going?
PR Puerto Rico, the guy that tried his damnedest to make Titanic the best Leonardo DiCaprio movie on Sunday, but unfortunately, he did not succeed. Or fortunately, he did not succeed. The Django came out on top. Rev 4K says, what's up, everybody? What is up, Rev 4K? My arch nemesis of the movie collection battle. I will get you, sir.
That was a good battle, though.
It was a good battle. It was a very disappointing battle to me, but good for Rev. I'm happy for him. Happy he got that victory. Martinez Joe 74 says, hey, everyone. Hey, Martinez Joe, what is up? I talked to him last night a little bit here, and hopefully a couple of weeks, I'm going to have Martinez on this channel. I'm going to have him on the show to talk about physical media. I know he said last night on, I think, 4K stream that he's got 10,000 movies in his collection. So
wow,
he'll be the champ of he'll be the champ of the world's biggest collectors, because Basement Blues only had 7,000, so he's got 10,000. But let's see, 4K Corners in the house, the commissioner of the movie collection battle. He says, let's go. We're going to go, man. We are going to go. Rev 4K holding up them guns. The champ is here. Tiana Loves Movies is here. She says, hey, everyone. Hey, Tiana, how are you doing tonight? Hope everybody is doing well tonight. So, yeah, since it is Blues Day Tuesday, we got all these collectors in here. We're talking about collectors and collections and all that stuff. If you want to leave what you grabbed today in stores in the chat, let us know. Anything. If it was Wonder Woman 1984, if it was some weird, obscure movie you picked up from like 1986 that nobody's ever heard of, I want to hear about it in that chat. Some random Walmart DVD, whatever you picked up, leave it down below. Jared Runner is here. He says hi. What is up, Jared? Stranger Boy, what movie do you plan to pick up? I ordered Bad News Bears Blu-ray on Amazon.
Nice.
Do you want to go into your pickups for today? Because we already pretty much picked up what we were getting today, unless you've got something coming in the mail or anything like that. But yeah, Bad News Bears did come out today. I didn't see that in stores. Did you?
Nah, I didn't see that one or Girl Interrupted. I was looking for that one as well, and I didn't see that at my stores.
Yeah. I thought I would have saw that at least in Best Buy, but Best Buy was kind of bare today. They didn't have as much as they usually do. Outside that Toll movie and Wonder Woman 1984, I didn't really see anything new. But yeah, so you want to show everybody what you picked up today?
Yeah, let me go grab it real quick.
That's fine. Oh, I didn't want to make you have to give up. Well, that's kind of a theme on this show at this point. I kind of make everybody get up from their seats to grab something off the shelf. But while he's going, I'll show everybody what I picked up, even though I have it in my Blu-ray hunts, which you guys can also go check out. But I went ahead and grabbed that Rent-A-Pal movie. Actually watched this movie tonight right before I went live. This is a really solid mystery thriller that kind of turns a little bit into horror towards the end. I highly recommend this movie if you guys have been sleeping on it and haven't been paying any attention to it. If you didn't pick it up yet, I recommend this movie. It's only $17 at Best Buy right now. It's one of the best movies I've seen all year, to be honest with you. So I really enjoyed this one. I also got Twister on Blu-ray at Best Buy for $5, which is an incredible find. I was like super happy about that. And I got the 8 film Saw collection.
That's nice.
Since we got that Spiral trailer this morning, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Saw collection. It was only $15 at Walmart. So that is what I grabbed today. What did you grab today, sir?
So today I picked up quite a lot of things. The first thing I picked up was 10 Commandments here on 4K. I know a lot of people had difficulties finding this today at their store.
I certainly did.
And so yeah, I can't wait to watch this. I'm gonna probably watch this on probably the Saturday or Easter Sunday, since it's Easter this coming Sunday. I haven't seen this movie since like I had the VHS tape like many years back, so this is a pretty good upgrade for me. Another one I picked up, I double dipped. The Wonder Woman 1984. I know Ken wasn't really a big fan of it, but yeah, I enjoyed it overall. Like
I'll pick it up when it goes on sale.
Yeah, I enjoyed it overall. I know it has its difficulties because there's really a whole lot of action in it. I think it lacked action a little bit, but overall I enjoyed it. Got that one, and then I also got the 4K Steelbook, the Best Buy exclusive.
Were there as many Steelbooks in your store as there were mine? Because there was more Steelbooks of that than I've seen of anything in quite some time at Best Buy.
Yeah, my Best Buy, they had like rows and rows of the Steelbook and the 4K.
I was like, they're not running out of this Steelbook anytime soon. That thing's going to be there for weeks to come, unless I'm wrong and like a bunch of people came in after and rushed to get it. But usually you can tell when a Steelbook's not going to be there for too long, because you'll get there and there'll be like one left. There was like 50 of those Steelbooks. I see that Steelbook being there for a very long time. So maybe I'll grab it in a couple weeks. I do really like that Steelbook. That is probably one of the best Steelbooks that I've seen at least all year. So yeah, really, really cool Steelbook there today.
And I also got this.
Oh, cool, man. Got a Wonder Woman action figure.
Yeah, I got it at Best Buy. I guess if you're a Best Buy Rewards member, I guess you get like a free toy or something. I don't know. I never done it before, but I ended up just grabbing this, just to go with it. So
that's really cool. I almost grabbed myself an action figure today as well. If you watch my Blu-ray hunts, they had, I don't know if you've seen the movie Ace Ventura with Jim Carrey. I know you're a little bit on the younger side, but you've probably seen Ace Ventura, right? It's a classic comedy. So it had the Shady Acres Ace Ventura, where he's at the mental institution.
Yeah.
In the pink tutu. And I was like, this is just too incredible to pass up. I passed it up anyway, though. But yeah, amazing action figure right there. So Paul Phoenix is in here. He says hello. Robert Hathaway is here. He says, you going to the movies tomorrow, Kenny? You can review. I work with this guy right here. And they're renting out that Kong versus Godzilla. They're renting out a theater, and they're wanting me to go. I still don't know if I'm going to be able to, because they're not letting kids. They're saying no kids allowed, and I got to see that movie with my son. I've already made him that promise, and I will not let him down. Mr. Dingo is in here tonight. He says, what's up? What is up, Mr. Dingo? And again, we got like 25 people in here right now, guys. If you can like this video, I would appreciate it. We're also just doing a live Q&A. So if you have a question for myself, for Unwrap Them Movies, Daniel, just leave it down below, and we will do our best to answer it. Hayden Christensen's in the house, man. Look I got Daniel on here now. All of a sudden, I get all these celebrities in the chat. Anakin Skywalker himself is here. Hayden Christensen. Hey, man, I really hope you get your own solo movie soon. I want another Anakin Skywalker story somewhere in there. So hopefully he gets his own movie. Side Hustle Cinema's here tonight. He says, "How's everyone doing tonight? What is up, Side Hustle?" Bill Tyrell is here. Gentlemen, I highly recommend seeing the movie Nobody with Nob Odenkirk. Awesome, fun action movie. I'm going to go ahead and assume that he meant Bob Odenkirk. But yeah, I do want to see that movie. Have you seen that movie yet, Daniel?
I have not. I've heard good things about it so far, but I haven't seen it yet. I have to still watch it myself as well.
It's only in theaters, and I know you're in California. So are your theaters good now? Are they reopened? Because I thought I heard that they were.
Oh, I'm in New Mexico actually.
Oh, you're in New Mexico. I thought you were in California with 4K Media. You're in New Mexico.
Yeah, I'm in New Mexico. Unfortunately, our theaters aren't open yet. They're looking at the April 16th, like April 25th time range for the Regals here. So hopefully by the 16th, just in time for Mortal Kombat, we'll have our theaters reopen. So that's what I'm hoping for. So,
you plan to see Mortal Kombat in theaters if they are?
Yeah, I'm definitely going there to the theater.
Awesome. Bill Tyrell is in here. He says, Bob. He recognized his mistake. Danny K Reviews is here. What up, fam? What is up, Danny? How are you doing tonight?
What's up, Danny? How's it going?
Another YouTuber. Go check him out. Andrew Fio here tonight says, what's up? NM Media says, hello, guys. Well, hello, NM Media. How are you doing tonight? We're just talking physical media,
How's
movies.
It going?
Side Hustle Cinema said, I saw it, Bill. I totally agree. Nobody is awesome.
Have to check it out.
Robert is asking me again if I'm coming tomorrow so I can review the movie. Man, it's tempting. It would be fun to go to the theater to see it and then maybe like do a review like outside the theater because I see people doing those kind of things. That would be kind of fun. Cool. Paul Phoenix says, I collect fingernails. Well, that's cool to hear, man. I don't really know how you want me to respond to that. 4K Corner says, got WW84 and 10 Commandments. Awesome pickup, sir. Awesome. I was happy to see that you got to go out and get those today. Definitely cool. I hope we got a video from 4K coming out of his pickups because I miss his pickup videos, to be honest. Jeff Assassin says, I'm ready for all the new movies that were delayed to be released on 4K so I can just own them. I'm kind of in the same boat as you, man. I want that Godzilla versus Kong 4K already. I wish we were getting it tomorrow. Rev 4K says, got 10 Commandments in the new 4K version of BVS with the IMAX. Awesome, man. I guess you ordered that online then. Hayden Christensen, make sure you pick up the Star Wars prequels on 4K. I have not picked up the Star Wars prequels on 4K yet. Have you, Daniel?
Not yet. I'm still trying to hunt those ones down.
The thing about those is, they're at my Target. I see them every single week. I don't like those slipcovers. I don't like the design work on those new Star Wars slipcovers. Not at all. PR Puerto Rico says, I pick up on Best Buy Steelbook, WW84, and Mortal Kombat Steelbook. Awesome, man. I wanted that Mortal Kombat Steelbook really bad. Did you see that in stores today?
I did not see that one in stores at all either. I think
it was only Blu-ray. Yeah. Was it? Do you think was it online only? Let me know, PR, if you picked that up in stores or not. Chris Morrow says Wonder Woman, Event Horizon, and The Informant for me. Awesome pickups, man. Awesome. Event Horizon especially. That was a freaking incredible Screen Factory release. Stranger Boy says, yeah, Paramount doesn't really put their movies in stores. That sucks. Patrick Curran says, hi. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing that Paramount didn't put their movies in stores. Rev 4K says, I'll pick up a Wonder Woman 84 when it's at the Dollar Tree. Yeah. I'm about where you're at, Rev. That's pretty much all it deserves. I'll do if it goes on sale, sometimes Target will do some really good sales. They'll be like 15 or $20. I might pick it up if I see it then. That Target exclusive slipcover was actually really nice. I liked it a lot. If they had a 4K of that, I might have grabbed it. 4K Corner says, I got the feeling I'll regret buying Wonder Woman on day one. I don't know, man. You didn't like the first Wonder Woman, and I love the first Wonder Woman, so you might actually like Wonder Woman 84. because that's usually the case. People that didn't like the first one actually liked 84 a little bit better, because they are completely different movies. Like just tonally, they feel so different. Jared Runner says, "What is the worst movie you regret picking up?" You have an answer to that?
For me, like if you've seen like the battle video on 4K Corners channel, my biggest regret was picking up Relic, day one.
It's a great
Um,
choice.
yeah, yeah, I paid what is it, 16.99 for it at Best Buy, and I was disappointed in it. Like it was so boring. I literally like took it out of my player and put on another movie because it was so bad. So yeah, that's the one I regret picking up was Relic. Don't ever buy that one. Maybe wait till Dollar Tree, like 4K Rev,
And
and pick it up then.
the thing about that movie is it's got like a 90% or some shit on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
And so when I went into watching that movie, and there was a couple horror movies last year that were like that. I think The Lodge was another one that I did not enjoy. And yeah, that movie just I don't see it at all. I was hoping to get like another Hereditary type movie, like The Witch or something that was really just atmospheric and spooky. And it felt like it was trying to go for those vibes, but none of them hit with me. And then the ending, it just like, what the hell is going on? I don't get I don't get what's going
yeah,
on here.
yeah.
So
The
yeah,
story was off.
that's a great choice right there, and I'm glad that you always bring that up as a movie that you don't like, because like we're like right there in sync with that opinion. As for a movie that I regret buying, I don't know off the top of my head. I usually like, even if I don't like a movie, I'm still happy that I have it in my collection. I don't know. I guess that's a weird thing, but I guess it would be. See, I hate Rob Zombie's Halloween, but I don't regret owning it because I have to have all the Halloween movies. Like I'm a fan of the franchise, so I want to have all the Halloween movies. So I'll have to think about that for a second. David's Horror says, curious why you would pick up Wonder Woman 84 if you didn't like it. I mean, I didn't pick it up for that reason, but that was the battle I was having with myself. It's because, and Daniel, you liked the movie, correct?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yes. So Daniel liked the movie. That's why he got it. So why I was kind of battling myself whether or not I was going to pick it up or not is because I am a DC fan. I like those movies, and I'm also a completionist. So if I have all of the other ones, something inside me, I have to own that one. But I don't have, and also I got that Wonder Woman Steelbook that came out, the exclusive. So I felt like I had to have the companion to that. But I don't know. Sometimes you just got to let stuff go. And if you don't like a movie, you don't like a movie. I didn't need that Steelbook. I could put my money towards stuff that I actually like Rent-A-Pal, which I picked up tonight. And I love this movie. I thought it was great. So I'm glad that I bought Rent-A-Pal instead of Wonder Woman 1984, because I wouldn't have watched it for one. It would just sat on the shelf. And yeah, at least I got to get a movie that I actually liked. Tiana Loves Movies has hit me with a super chat already. Thank you,
Awesome.
Tiana. I appreciate that. She says, my question is, what are you guys' favorite horror movie? That's a great question. Do you have an answer for that, Daniel? I'm assuming that you do, because I know you're a big horror fan.
Yeah. My favorite horror film is gonna be the 1978 Halloween, the John Carpenter one. Like me growing up, I that's all I watched as a kid was horror films. So like the Halloween franchise like has like a deep pin in my chest. Like I used to like watching them a lot, and everything like that. So that's why I watch them all year round. That's why Ken, when he commented on my Instagram yesterday, he's all Halloween in March. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch them all year round. Like it doesn't matter if it's spring, summer, fall, winter. Like I'll still watch those movies all year round. So yeah, that's like my favorite horror franchise. Michael Myers is like a legend in the horror genre, and yeah, so I really enjoy Halloween. That's like one
Yes,
of my favorite.
I see a lot of myself in you, young man, because I used to do the exact same thing, be watching like Halloween movies in March and stuff. So, yeah, I love horror. I mean, I watch horror all year round. There's something a little extra special about watching the Halloween movies when it is fall and you do have that fall weather, and it just feels a
Yeah,
little bit more like Halloween. And I don't know, it just the feels are there, and it's just a lot cooler, I think. But yeah, I love watching horror. all year round. My favorite horror movie of all time is The Exorcist. It is the scariest movie of all time. I love horror movies, but rarely do they actually like scare me or get under my skin. So when one actually does, that usually ends up being in my favorites, because it takes a lot to do that. And I think if you've done that, then you made a really good horror movie, like The Shining. Halloween, also the first Halloween at least, is one of those. The Paranormal Activity films scare the shit out of me. I love those movies. So yeah, definitely right there. But thank you so much, Tiana, for the super chat. I definitely appreciate that. And yeah, guys, super chats are available. Of course, nobody has to use them. It's there, but every single penny that you donate goes straight into the channel. So I appreciate everybody that does, for sure. So let me try to find my place again back up here, because I lost it. Let's see. Rob Forzies says, I liked Rent-A-Pal. It's a solid movie. I just picked up Fear of Rain, a really solid thriller with amazing acting. Totally recommend. Is that the one with Katherine Heigl? I keep seeing that one in stores when I go out. I think in Target and in Best Buy. So have you seen that one?
Yeah, I've seen Fear of Rain. That one is really, really good. It has Madison Eisman, who is in the Jumanji, the new ones. She plays like that selfie girl. She's like the main character in the movie. She basically like goes through all these different like, because she has like not trauma, but like she has problems like schizophrenia, and she tries to like fight off like not demons, but like she fights off like her ex-boyfriend who's like abusive, and it's really, really good. It's a really good thriller. I really enjoyed it. I bought that as a blind buy, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, like sometimes I was talking to you before we went on air. It's like with those like under the radar movies that nobody really thinks to pick up. Like you go out and you're looking for Wonder Woman 1984. Like that's the big release.
Yeah,
Sometimes I just like picking up those smaller films. For one, I like supporting the smaller films, the smaller, like the physical media companies like RLJE, for example, Scream Factory, Shout Factory, Lionsgate, or whatever they're putting out that week. Like I like supporting those smaller films. And even though it's a blind buy, and I know it's risky sometimes to do a blind buy, a lot of times those aren't like super expensive anyway. Like most of the RLJE titles are only like $13, $14. So it's not like really that high a risk. And a lot of times, more often than not, I actually really enjoy them more than I do the big budget blockbuster films. So that's
yeah, I
kind of
agree.
what I've gotten more into picking up lately, is just those kind of smaller mid-tier, mid-level films, if you will. So Phil's Creepy Videos is here. Sup, David.
What's
That is
up?
the first. That is the first time that Phil's come into the chat and started off by saying "What's up" to somebody, and I think we're going to get his usual message here in a second. But you should feel honored, David. He says, "Oh, P.S. Hey there, horror fans. It's your buddy Phil here. What is up, Phil? Good to have
What's
you
up,
here
Phil?
tonight." 4K Corner says, "Hey, Phil." Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Bill Tyrell says, you should have for sure get that figure. I know. I think I might next week. It's just really hard for me because when I go out, I'm so laser focused on just like movies. Even though today I did pick up a book, which I'll probably never read, but I got the new Stephen King book because I really
Awesome.
like the cover on it. And I love Stephen King. I'd like to think that someday I'll get back into reading. So, but yeah, I think I might grab that next time I'm out. Bob Odenkirk is great. Love Better Call Saul. Yeah, it's a great show. I need to get back into it and finish it up. Have
That's
you
awesome.
watched Better Call Saul?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's really, really good. I enjoyed what is it, season 2? That's
Mm-hmm.
like my favorite one. And it's also filmed in New Mexico, where Albuquerque.
Yep, exactly. You're in
So
Breaking Bad country, man. You live close to
yeah,
Albuquerque?
yeah, I do. I live like about an hour away because I'm in Santa Fe, so it's about an hour drive. But I like cruising like that street that the Breaking Bad was filmed to. It's
Do
really
you all
awesome.
have like actual because I heard they built a couple as like a gimmick. Do you all have like the Los Pollos Hermanos? Is there an actual restaurant of that down there? Because I thought that there
Yeah,
was.
yeah, there is.
Is there, have you been to it?
I haven't been to it yet, but I heard that their food's pretty good though. And they
Yeah, I
also
heard
have like a little a little shop too, like where you could buy Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul merch too.
So I would love to go out there someday and yeah, check that out for sure. I mean that's my favorite show of all time. I've probably watched that show at least 4 or 5 times all the way through. Love it. Lutilla Moyer is here. He says, he says, mid-level media, what it do, bro? What it do, man? What is up? Thanks for coming in here tonight, supporting the stream, supporting me and Daniel here tonight. NM Media says, Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition 4K was back in stock at Target. I ordered that and Saw 4K pre-order. Okay, I didn't even know Saw was available yet for the 4K pre-order, so that's actually cool. I'm gonna have to look at that.
Me either. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting, actually. Mr. Dingo says, "Did you all like Haunting in Connecticut? I thought it was okay, but they went overboard with the jump scares. Did you ever see that one? That was one of those. Actually, I think I have that on the shelf.
That's actually, I'll put that on my list to watch. I have heard of it, but I've never gotten around to watch it though.
I mean, I remember it being pretty lackluster. That was during that era. I think it came out around 2005, but that was in that era where I wasn't really into horror as much, at least like new horror. Like I've always loved the older horror. But to me, like in the 2000s, like the Saw era, the Hostel era, tons of remakes and stuff. There's a few good horror movies in there, but to me, like horror was essentially dead during that time period.
Yeah.
And I did not like those kind of supernatural haunting movies until we got The Conjuring. And I think that kind of changed the game for those type of movies, and Insidious too, to an extent. But The Conjuring really kind of made me sit up and be like, maybe I should start taking these movies seriously, because they all just felt like the same thing, the same story. And I was always a slasher guy growing up. Like I just loved Michael Myers and Halloween and Jason. So the supernatural stuff didn't really appeal to me until we started getting movies like The Conjuring and It Follows and some of those other ones. Of course, I've always loved the classics like The Exorcist and Shining and stuff, but none of the mainline ones. Patrick Coran says, a couple of days ago, I went to the movies and saw Riot and the Last Dragon. Awesome, man. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy that one, man? Tribor Gigolo said, what's up, mid-level? What is up, Triboro? Good to have you here tonight. Saying, what's up, Daniel?
What's up, Tribor Gigolo? How's it going?
Let's see. Danny K review says, you guys excited for Godzilla versus Kong? Super pumped, man. Comes out tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Are you going to watch it on your TV tomorrow, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to watch it on my TV, and then once my theater reopens, I will go watch it again on the big screen.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Charbo Gigolo says, favorite Will Ferrell comedy? That's a good question, actually. I like that question, because it actually makes me think, because I honestly don't know off the top of my head what it would be. Do you have one? You're cutting out a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Mine would be Step Brothers or Night at the Roxbury. A lot of people don't really talk about that one, but I really like that one, Night at the Roxbury.
The first one that popped in my head was Night at the Roxbury. And I know that it's not his best. And I know a lot of people go Anchorman or even Old School, which probably might actually be my second choice. Or Talladega Nights. I love Talladega Nights too.
Oh, yeah, I enjoy that one.
But I think I would go Night at the Roxbury as well. I think that him and Chris Kattan have great chemistry in that movie, and it's just hilarious. I love it.
Can't wait for that Blu-ray.
Yeah, that is coming out, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. PR Puerto Rico says, I pick up on Best Buy, not online. Awesome, man. Mr. Dingo says, mid-level, would you ever watch wrestling again as CM Punk came back? I would probably check it out if he came back, just because I'd be interested in it. But to be honest, like I'm really not interested in buying or watching wrestling right now while they don't have an audience, because it's just, I don't know, it's weird. I know you're a wrestling fan. You watch it. Is it weird to watch it when they don't have an audience? Don't they have like screens set up all around the arena?
Yeah, it's really weird with like the LED screens and like the fake chants and like the boos and stuff. It's like really weird. But I know that WrestleMania, when it comes out next week, they're supposed to have limited fans in Florida at the Raymond James Stadium where the Buccaneers play. So it's kind of good to have like fans back for that one, because WrestleMania does need fans. Because I don't think that show would ever be good without fans. Because I watched the one last year without fans, and I couldn't really get engaged with it because it was like it felt weird with
That's
no
the one where like
fans.
AJ Styles and Undertaker had like a cinematic match or something. Wasn't it like in a graveyard, but it was like filmed like
Yeah,
a
the Boneyard
movie
match.
kind of. Um,
Yeah,
I saw clips of it, but yeah, I don't know. Like I haven't been into wrestling since I used to be a huge wrestling fan, like massive. Like that was my thing. Like how movies are now and me buying physical media and stuff, like wrestling was that to me, like in my 20s, like even my teens as well. Massive wrestling fan. But yeah, I don't see myself getting back into it especially when it's like the way it is now. I wanted to watch AEW, but as soon as
that
it felt
one's
like as soon
good.
as that got started going, then the pandemic happened and everything just kind of went to shit. Tribal Jiggle said, did not enjoy The Lodge. Super boring. Did not either, man. Did not either. Daniel Bemis says, I regret buying the independent movie 2067 for $25 at Best Buy. Yeah, that is way too much for a independent science fiction movie. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Kay is here. He says, The Lads. Bill Tyrell says, I did get the 1999 movie Jawbreaker because I want Rose McGowan to just admit she loves me. LOL. I don't know if buying her movie Jawbreaker is going to get her to admit that, but possibility. Oscar Tercero's in the house. He says, hey, everyone. What's up, mid-level? What is up, Oscar? How are you doing tonight?
What's
It's
up,
another
Oscar?
co-worker of mine. Glad to
Awesome.
have you here. Lutula Moore says, I didn't buy Wonder Woman, but my Dawn of the Dead standard edition from Zavi arrived today.
Awesome.
Awesome, man. That is an awesome pickup for sure. Stranger Boy says, favorite slipcover you own? Do you have a favorite slipcover?
For me, my favorite slipcover would probably be. That one's a hard one. I'd probably say, I guess the Godzilla one I picked up last week, the 2014.
That's an
I
awesome slipcover. I loved it.
Yeah, that'd be my
Um,
favorite one.
did you grab the Steelbook to that one as well, or did you just get the slipcover?
I just got the slipcover. They still have 5 copies on my Best Buy right now, still, on that Steelbook, so I might get it later. But I just picked up the Steelbook, not the Steelbook, the slipcover that week.
I'm gonna show off this one because it's my favorite slipcover for 2 reasons. One, it's really awesome, Scream Factory cover, and for the other, it actually won me around the other night in the battle. And that is my Candyman Scream Factory slipcover. Love this slipcover. I don't know if it's like my favorites out of all of them, but it's definitely one of them. And yeah, won me one round the other night in the battle. So
I
I'll
voted for you on that one.
Yeah, I'll give it my favorite just for that. PR says, I regret buy We Summon the Darkness on Blu-ray. I don't like it. Yeah, that movie was okay. I actually got a screener for that movie, and I watched it before it came out on Blu-ray, so I didn't have to pay anything for it, which was nice. I just like reviewed it on my Instagram page, but I thought it was okay. It's got. Did you see that movie?
That's the one with Johnny Knox.
Yeah, I think so. It's got Alexander Daddario in it as well.
Like that cult one that I've seen it. It's all right.
I get that one and Satanic
greatest.
Panic mixed up in my head as to like which one was which. So
yeah, because they look about the same, like the same kind of concept.
And I think I watched them both around the same time. But yeah, I think Satanic Panic had Rebecca Romaine Stamos in it, and We Summon the Darkness had Johnny Knoxville. I think that's right. Tribor Gigolo said, Daniel, do you get nightmares from watching a lot of horror? That's actually a really good question.
No, when I was a kid, I would get nightmares with like Chucky and like I don't know, for some reason I had a nightmare and I was watching like the 2007 Rob Zombie one. I don't know why. I don't know, because like Tyler, because Tyler
I have
Maine, I guess.
still when I watch that.
Yeah, because I guess like Tyler Maine's like Michael Myers was kind of scary to me, I guess, and I had like nightmares because I watched it when I was like 8. So at the time I was still kind of like afraid of stuff. But now like when I watch horror films, like I don't really get as scared because I kind of know what the concept is or what to expect from it now. So I don't really get as scared. So yeah, that's probably the one that like freaked me out. And Freddy too, especially that scene where he drags that dude underneath the bed, the water bed, and it just starts shooting the blood in the
You
ceiling.
talking about the Johnny Depp? Talking about the Johnny Depp kill in the first
Yeah.
one? Or are you talking about the kid that gets in the waterbed in part 4?
The
Where he
think
wakes up the next day and like he's in the waterbed and his mom discovers him. Do you remember that?
yeah, that's I'm talking about the waterbed one. Yeah, yeah, that one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's Freddy, man. He's a scary one right there because you can't escape him. He's a part of your dreams. So yeah.
yeah,
Really the only movies that really get me nowadays are found footage movies, and that's just because they feel so real when you're watching them. Like Host scared the shit out of me. And I don't know if you've seen any of the Hell House movies, but the first one, Hell House LLC, that movie is scary as shit. I definitely recommend watching it. I think it's on Amazon Prime, actually. Rob
oh,
Forzy
definitely.
says, mid-level media, what do you think about David Gordon Green remaking The Exorcist SMFH? Um, See, the thing is, I don't hate the Halloween 2018. I actually loved it when I first saw it. It's gone down a little bit in quality for me
Mhm.
on subsequent viewings. But the thing about that is, I don't want anybody remaking The Exorcist. I don't give a shit who it is. But also, Halloween and The Exorcist are just two very different movies and franchises. Just because David Gordon Green brought back Halloween in a respectable way doesn't mean that he should be in charge of an Exorcist reboot. But
I
yeah,
agree.
I I don't know because I don't want him to be injecting the same kind of humor and comedy that he did with 2018 Halloween, because I think those are like my main problems with it in an Exorcist movie. But again, I don't want an Exorcist remake at all, so I'm not going to be happy any way we go. But I'm surprised they didn't give it to Rob Zombie. You know, they love giving him the
Yeah.
the remakes, so I can get really pissed. What do you think about an Exorcist remake? Do you like The Exorcist? Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I've seen that one. That one was like a scary film to me as a kid as well. I don't know about them remaking. I think at this point they need to like leave the franchises alone. I'd say like leave Exorcist alone and like Hellraiser, because I don't think anybody could pull off Doug Bradley's character either. I hope they
No,
don't do a
they've already
Hellraiser
tried.
remake. Yeah,
Didn't,
but
haven't they had sequels without him?
yeah, the Revelations, that one was horrible. I didn't like that one. Judgment was all right. The guy kind of sounded okay as Pinhead. I liked him a little better than the Revelations one, but I don't think anybody could pull off his role. Same thing with
No.
Robert Englund. I think they should leave the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise alone as well. Like nobody could top his
I want
performance either.
I want another trilogy, and I know Robert Englund's up there in age, but I think he could come back and do Freddy again if he had the right director directing him. I think he
Yeah,
could pull it off, and I think they could bring him back in 4 years. They could make another Freddy trilogy, kind of like they're doing with Halloween right now. Do a reboot, um, maybe cut out the Heather Langenkamp death at the end of part 3, and find some way to bring her back because I want her in it, like Jamie
yeah,
Lee Curtis was brought back for Halloween, and I want them to bring it back that way, even if it's a direct continuation from the first one. I would love to see like a new Nightmare on Elm Street trilogy with Robert Englund before he gets way too old to do it. I would definitely love that, but
that would be
I don't know,
awesome.
man. With the Hellraiser films are very interesting because I love the first two. Like they're masterpiece horror films in my opinion. I love both of them. The third one is okay. After that, they'd suck, and I kept waiting for them to make a good Hellraiser film, and I got duped like 6 times after that. And after Hellworld, I was done. I haven't watched another Hellraiser movie since. But Danny K says, I pre-ordered the new Once Upon a Time in Hollywood book. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that going around online. I might get that as well, even though I know that I won't read it, but it'd be cool to have in my collection. Tribal Gigolo said, what is a movie genre that you would like to start watching? Do you have a question or an answer for that? Is there a genre that you don't currently watch on a regular basis?
Not really. I'm like more open-minded with my movies and I watch them. I watch a movie from each genre. So I don't know, like
Yeah,
maybe more.
because I know you're a horror guy, but you seem like you watch a lot of different types of stuff.
Yeah. Maybe like if I need to watch a different type of genre, it would probably be like maybe more like drama movies, maybe. Um, but other than that, like I watch any type of film from any type of genre, so that one's kind of hard to answer for me.
Yeah. If I had to answer, I do want to get into watching some more westerns. because that's a gap that I have. Like, I need to see Tombstone still. I still haven't seen Unforgiven. There's a lot of like classic Western movies that I haven't seen. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly is another one, which is going to get a 4K. So hopefully I'll get to watch that this year. But I would say Westerns is a genre that I need more exposure to for sure. Reaction Life 21 said, "What's up? What is up, man? How are you doing?"
What is up?
He said, "Are you gonna watch GVSK Godzilla versus Kong in theaters?" Okay, I didn't get it at first. I'm probably watching it on HBO Max tomorrow. For the reasons, like I said, it's just too hard for me to get out to a theater during the week like that, and I want to watch it. I'm not going to wait. I want to see it tomorrow when it comes out. So I'm going to watch it on my TV tomorrow. And I know you said you're going to go to the theater soon to check it out, right?
Yeah. I'll probably watch it on HBO Max first, and then I'll go watch it again in theaters just to have both experiences with it.
Definitely. Tribal Gigolo says, "Daniel, do you collect many movies and pops? Or do you collect mainly movies and pops? Is that what you collect mostly in your collection?"
Yeah, it's mostly pops, movies, and I started getting into collecting like action figures, those NECA figures. And I also
How many
collect
of
a lot
those
of
do you have?
hats.
How many NECAs do you
NECA,
have?
I have like 3. I just have like the Halloween 2018. What is it? The Pennywise, from the new It, and Pinhead, from
Yeah, I got
Hellraiser.
Pinhead too. My favorite one is this one. I think it was a GameStop exclusive, but it's the Jason from the NES one. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to see if it still makes the sound.
Oh, that's cool.
You hear that? Yeah, I love
That's
this one.
awesome.
This one's awesome. I don't know if you ever played that one because, like, again, I know you're on the younger side, but the NES Friday the 13th game was a game that was like almost unbeatable, at least for me. But when I found the cabin in the woods that had Jason's mother in it, and I think like there's a whole sweater plot line in the game and everything, it was the coolest moment in my gaming memories for sure. All right, Phil's creepy video says, "Daniel, I just connected to your channel." So he just connected
Awesome.
to your channel, man. Awesome. Thank you,
Awesome.
Phil, for
Appreciate
supporting
it, Phil.
Daniel there. Yeah, Phil says connected. I need to say connected more because he says that the other word, the S word, is a bad thing to say on YouTube. I did not know that until I met Phil. So I need to say connect to our channels instead of the other one that starts with S. Red 4K says, "I'm watching Godzilla Kong right at midnight."
Awesome.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to wait till 3 a.m. until it comes up because it's midnight on the West Coast, but 3 a.m. here. Kay said, "Hot take: The Mummy is just as good as any Indiana Jones movie. In my opinion, might even be better." That's something that I probably would agree with you on. But again, I'm not a huge Indiana Jones fan. I've only seen the original trilogy one time, and I was in high school, so I need to rewatch it. But I've watched The Mummy with Brendan Fraser like probably 500 times, so I love those movies. What do you think about that? Are you a Mummy fan?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the Brandon Fraser ones. I didn't think the Tom Cruise one was that bad. The story was okay with that one, but I really enjoyed the Brandon Fraser ones. Especially the one that introduced like the Scorpion King.
Yeah.
I really liked that one a lot. As
Yeah,
well.
part 2.
Yeah, Indiana Jones, like you, I have to like revisit them too. I haven't seen those ones in a while. I'm waiting on that 4K set in June. Hopefully I can find it in store. Uh, so yeah, like I have to rewatch those ones. But I enjoyed the Indiana Jones ones as well. Like the original trilogies, all right to me.
Yep. I agree. Again, like when the 4K comes out, I'm gonna rewatch them all and form a fresh opinion. I just don't remember liking them all that. I mean, I liked them. They're not movies that I've ever felt the need to go back to. I don't know. It's not like Star Wars with me. David's Horror says, "I
Yeah.
watched Godzilla and Godzilla King of Monsters today and prep for tomorrow." I was trying to watch the 2019 Godzilla or the 2014 Godzilla on 4K, but honestly, I mean, I watched all those movies like a couple of years ago, so they're pretty fresh in my mind. I feel like I'm ready to watch the movie. Latula Moore says The Other Guys is a very underrated Will Ferrell comedy. I haven't seen that in forever, but I remember laughing my ass off when I watched it, mostly for Michael Keaton. He's hilarious in that movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed him in that one as well.
Yeah. Tribal J-Lo says Godzilla versus Kong tonight. Can't wait. Are you going to be watching it tonight, Triborough? Because I know you're on the East Coast too, I think. So you're going to stay up till 3 a.m. and watch it as soon as it hits. David's Horror says Land of the Lost is my favorite Will Ferrell movie. Now that is a hot take, and I actually have never seen that movie. Out of all his movies, that one, huh? Rob Forsey says, what your opinion on Sputnik? I've been wanting to pick it up, heard good things. Did you watch that? Because I actually haven't seen it yet.
I still need to watch that one too.
Yep. And it's on, I think it's on Hulu right now as well. Mr. Dingo said, I regret buying any Luke Wilson movie. Cannot stand him. What about Old School? He's good in Old School. I like him in Old School. What about Legally Blonde? Idiocracy? Good Luke Wilson movie. I like Luke Wilson. What was another one? One I just watched with him. It was a Wes Anderson, The Royal Tenenbaums. That's a good movie too. Trevor Gigolo said, it's not the same without the fans at wrestling events, but I will watch WrestleMania. Yeah, I used to not miss a WrestleMania. I've seen all of them except for the past two, I think. Maybe the past two. I think that's right. Danny K Review says the Shining 4K slip is dope. That's my number one. That's usually my go-to, but I grab the Candyman for more sentimental recent reasons. But I love that Shining 4K slip. Did you buy that one, Daniel?
Yes, I have that one. That one was really awesome. I really liked the colors that they used for it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. Latula Moore says, Bill Tyrell, you must not have seen Rose McGowan lately. She don't look like the Rose from Charmed and Grindhouse anymore. The rose is wilted. Oh no, don't say that about Rose McGowan. I'm sure she looks perfectly lovely nowadays. I don't know. I haven't seen pictures of her in a while. Mr. Dingo said Sling Blade is underrated movie. It definitely is. That's one I've been meaning to return to for a while. I haven't seen it in forever. Danny K Reviews favorite Star Wars movie. Yeah, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
For me, it's a battle between like the New Hope and the Revenge of the Sith because I like both of those. I used to watch those a lot as a kid. So those will probably be my go-to like for Star Wars films would be those two.
That's what I was waiting for. You being on the younger side, if you were going to pick a prequel for your favorite, because I know you probably grew up with the prequels as being like your primary Star Wars movies. Revenge of the Sith is a good choice, though. I still that movie doesn't age the best in certain aspects, but I still think it's a really strong movie. And it's a really strong story too. I think that the prequel trilogy has the most focused story of any of the other Star Wars trilogies, as far as like point A to B. It's the story of Anakin's descent into being an evil baddie. So it's a good movie. I enjoy that one.
I agree.
Mine's Empire Strikes Back, for sure. Bill Tyrell says, I have seen her. I still find her attractive. Jared Runner said, what is your expensive movie you ever bought? The most expensive movie you ever bought is what I'm assuming he means.
For me, probably the Friday the 13th box set for me was probably like the most expensive thing I bought. I don't know. I like the disc replacement company sent me like 3 sets of replacement discs. So I have like 3 sets of like part 3, Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X with it. But yeah, that's probably like my most expensive one. I'm glad I bought it because I have a feeling like once they run out, it's going to be really hard to find. Like I missed out. Yeah, like I missed out on that Halloween one. I didn't even know that one was even announced when it came out. So I missed out on that one. But so yeah, I can't wait for the Nightmare on Elm Street one if they ever release one. That'll be kind of cool.
That would be huge news. That would be huge news. But mine's the same as yours. That Sony 4K or the Columbia Classic set that came out with last year was probably the second most expensive thing. I don't like spending too much money on like a single release usually.
Same here.
I'm not the guy that's going to go on there and spend $150 for a Steelbook that came out 5 years ago and is super rare. I'm not that person. If I don't get it when it first comes out, then it is what it is. But Stranger Boy says, is it weird to think without Wes Craven, Johnny Depp wouldn't have the career he has today? It is weird to think about, and Johnny Depp owes everything to that man. And yeah, I think that's kind of hilarious. I mean, there's a lot of actors and actresses that are like that. They got their start in horror. You got Kevin Bacon, like one of his first movies is Friday the 13th. Jennifer Aniston, her first movie was Leprechaun. You got Johnny Depp, Nightmare on Elm Street. So a lot of great actors and actresses get their start in horror because that's usually the entry point. It's the low budget indie horror. That's how they get their foot in the door. Rev 4K said there's only 3 movies that I don't be watching alone in the dark before bed: Exorcist, Carrie, and Hereditary. I don't know why. Yeah, I think I've watched all those before bed, and I agree. They're all pretty damn scary. I haven't seen Carrie in a while. I need to revisit that one.
I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray. I know that one's rare now to find.
Does it have a Scream Factory?
Yeah, it does. It has like
Carrie?
it has a Scream Factory.
I need to. I got Carrie. I mean, I think I got some kind of alternate cover artwork from Walmart when it came out. So that was pretty cool. But guys, we got about 39 people in here right now watching. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. If you got a question for us, leave it in the chat. We'll get to it when we get to it. But if you can like this video, I would definitely really appreciate it if you hit that like button for me. The likes really go a long way in helping the video out. So definitely appreciate that. And also subscribe to Daniel here, Unwrap Them Movies. His link is in the description, and he does what his name says he does. He unwraps those movies. So go check him out. Mr. Dingo says, would you rather summon Pumpkinhead or Candyman? What's your choice on this one?
I'd probably say Pumpkinhead more than Candyman, because Candyman would like kill you. Pumpkinhead, yeah. Yeah, Pumpkinhead, I don't know. He wasn't really scary to me as a kid, so that's probably why I'd probably summon him over Candyman. Yeah, I'd probably go Pumpkinhead on that.
Yeah, you won that round over me in that battle over Pumpkinhead. Remember when we did the triple threat? You showed that Pumpkinhead, which is a really nice Steelbook. I like that Steelbook. I'm not a huge fan of that movie. I think it's okay. But Candyman is by far scarier. So yeah, I'd rather summon Pumpkinhead. Daniel, how is your Best Buy? Or Chris Morrow asked, Daniel, how is your Best Buy in Santa Fe? The one in Albuquerque West Side is getting noticeably sparse in the Blu-ray section. That's a good question.
Yeah, my Chris, my Best Buy at Santa Fe kind of shrink their physical media section as well. There's only like a new release rack, and then like a rack for like the 4Ks for $15. A little bit of end caps. That's pretty much it for my Best Buy. Especially for Wonder Woman 1984. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know if yours has a lot of copies of theirs either. Mine had like rows and rows and rows of the Steelbook and the 4Ks.
Yep.
So they're really stocked up on the Wonder Woman. But as far as physical media, their section is like completely small. They got rid of their anime section, which I don't understand why. I don't know if it's just here in Santa Fe. Yeah, I can't even buy Naruto or any of the anime Steelbooks or anything. They completely took that out. So yeah, it's kind of sad to see like the physical media section shrinking down and everything. You see nothing but washers and dryers now at Best Buy, more than physical media. So it's.
I hope you want to wash your dryer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's they did that to my movie section, I think last October or November. So it's been a while. I've kind of gotten used to it. It's just I only got like one half an aisle. And then I got another little small aisle that kind of goes, it's kind of like an L shape. And then there's a couple of standees. And then there's the front standee that usually has the new releases. So there's like 3 standees and like a half aisle and like a quarter of an aisle. And that's pretty much all I got to work with Best Buy now. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't shrink any further than that. So, and as long as they have like the new stuff, I'm cool with it, because that's all I really go in there most of the time for anyway. But I do miss the days of being able to walk down several aisles in Best Buy and just browsing their selections and their prices and stuff. Like, but the days of browsing in stores is long gone, I think. But as long as they have the new releases, I guess I'll be okay for now. But PR Puerto Rico says my favorite diva on movie is Sandra Bullock. Yeah, it's. Who's your favorite actress, would you say?
Actress, it's gonna be Margot Robbie. I like her as an actress. I like what she does in her movies. Another one I like is Kirsten Dunst. I know people don't really talk about her anymore either. I really liked her. I don't know if you've seen that movie Beguiled, that remake Beguiled with her and Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
And
I enjoyed that one. I enjoyed that one. She's
that
a yeah, she's one of those. She's a kid actress. She's one of the kid actors or actresses that kind of made it through the system relatively unscathed. Like she's been a star pretty consistently. I mean, she doesn't do a whole lot like recently, but like she made it from child to adult and like maintain her fame pretty much the whole time. And I think that she's doing okay. She seems like she's doing okay anyway.
yeah.
From like Interview with a Vampire, Jumanji, Spider-Man movies. A movie that I watched earlier this year. I don't know if you've seen. Actually, blanking on The Virgin Suicides. She was really great in that movie. So yeah, she's definitely a great actress. I would probably go with. I don't know. It's tough. All time. Kathy Bates is definitely one of my favorite actresses. She's had some of my favorite performances with like Misery, and I love her in Titanic. Kate Winslet's a great actress. Margot Robbie, definitely one of the best actresses working today. So Catherine O'Hara has always been a favorite of mine from like Home Alone, Beetlejuice, all those movies that I grew up with. Tiana Loves Movies says, what movie did you pick to watch tonight? I don't know what I'm going to be watching later tonight, but I watched Rent-A-Pal before we went on here, which is actually really good. So not sure what I'm going to watch when I get off of here. Maybe I'll finally watch Dread on 4K. It's been next to my 4K player for about a week and a half now. But what movie do you plan on watching tonight, Daniel?
For me, I'd probably watch that Paul Walker movie Brick Mansions because I haven't seen it yet with him and RZA, and I just got this recently at my not Best Buy, Big Lots. I'm starting to collect all of Paul Walker's films. I
Oh,
miss this dude. Uh, Too bad he died early. I really liked him in Fast and the Furious, Joyride,
have
Vehicle
you seen
19.
Running Scared?
Yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah,
Where he tries to find
that's
his
a good
gun.
Paul Walker movie. I would say check that one out if anybody hasn't seen that one. But yeah, that's cool. You're going to Big Lots and picking up those Big Lots, man. Don't sleep on Big Lots. They got some really good movies for $3 to $5 in there.
They kill
So
it with the Blu-rays.
yeah, hit up Big Lots, man. They offer the quality. Unlike sometimes you'll find some decent stuff in Dollar Tree, but not like Big Lots. Stranger Boy says, I would like to see an Elm Street film where the Dream Warriors come back to life and try to kill Freddy. That would be an awesome, like, alternate universe film. It would honestly probably make a cool comic book series. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if they've ever made a comic book series on Freddy. They probably have. But yeah, that would make a cool kind of alternate history timeline kind of story. I still want like a mainline story with Heather Langenkamp coming back and just like a legitimate Nightmare on Elm Street films, but you could also bring the kids back in those movies too. That would be cool to see.
Yeah, that'd be definitely awesome.
Yep, there's so much to mine from the Nightmare on Elm Street films. There's so much great story in there. I don't think the movies were always executed that as good as the stories were, but I don't know the performances even. But I think that they could do a lot of good stuff with bringing that franchise back. Side Hustle Cinema says, Ken, you have to first learn what a Western is before you can watch one. Okay, Side Hustle. So let's talk about this for a second. So No Country for Old Men. Let me pull this up because I actually saw this ahead of time and I
It is
came
a
prepared.
Western.
Let's see. You guys see that? Right there, No Country for Old Men is a 2007 American neo-Western crime thriller. Right there. You see that? See that, Side Hustle? Neo-Western. It is a Western. Okay. So suck it. I'm sorry, Side Hustle. I didn't mean that. You're great. I appreciate you being here tonight. But No Country for Old Men is a Western. Basement Blue says, I still need to watch the Mummy movies. Yeah, they're great, man. You gotta watch those movies. And thank you for being here tonight, Basement Blues. I appreciate it. Of course, definitely go check out him. One of the best collections on YouTube was on here a couple of weeks ago. Rob Forzy says, hot take, Miller's Crossing is the best Coen Brothers movie. I've actually never seen that one. Have you seen Miller's Crossing?
Me either. I might have to watch that one
Are you a
eventually.
big Coen Brothers fan?
Um, I liked did they do Argo?
They did no, Argo was
Oh no,
Affleck. So the Coen brothers
oh yeah,
did. Oh no, you got. Did you mean Fargo or did you say Fargo?
Fargo.
Okay,
Yeah,
Fargo.
Fargo.
They
Yeah,
did Fargo. No Country for Old Men. They did The Big Lebowski. I'm blanking on a bunch of Coen brothers movies that.
I'd say I'd
Um,
say the Big
oh
Lebowski. I think
brother, where
that's
art thou? They did one on Netflix a couple of years ago called the. It was like a anthology western. The Buster. What the hell was that movie called? The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. I love the soundtrack to that movie too. I still listen to it from time to time. Yeah, Hail Caesar. They've done a lot of great movies in their career. Rev 4K says only Indiana Jones films I like is Temple of Doom. The rest are just typical boring Spielberg fare. Um, yeah, it's again, I don't really have a take on that because, like I said, I've only seen it once and it's been a while. But usually, Temple of Doom is the one that people throw out there as being one of their favorites. Ben Grimm says Sputnik is getting an American remake. Awesome. By Matt Reeves. Awesome. He does a great job doing American remakes because he did the Let Me In one, which was a remake of Let the Right One In. A Stranger Boy says my favorite Luke Wilson film is Vacancy.
I agree with you on that one. I really
That's
like
a
that
that's a
one.
pretty good thriller. I haven't seen that one in a while. It's a decent thriller though. Kay says, have you guys ever seen Behind Enemy Lines with Owen Wilson and Gene Hackman? It's the most underrated movie I can personally think of. I've seen it. It's been a while, and I agree. I love Gene Hackman. I wish that he didn't hang up the acting so quickly because I mean he's still alive, but he hasn't been in a movie since 2004. So I wish that he would do another movie. But that's yeah, one of my favorite actors right there. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I hope one of these years or whatever that they'll release a 4K of that. I really enjoyed that one. Probably one of my favorite Owen Wilson movies as well. Um, especially a serious movie. I really liked him in Wedding Crashers too. Um,
Oh yeah,
as
that's
well.
a classic, man. That was my
Yeah.
heyday of watching comedies right there. Something that I mentioned a couple of days ago on one of my hunts, how I think that comedy's kind of been dead for the past 10 years. I mean, there's some funny movies here and there, but it wasn't nothing like the stuff we were getting in the mid to late 2000s with Wedding Crashers, A 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, Super Bad,
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball, Anchorman, Talladega Nights, freaking Beer Fest. I love is one of the movies I love. Zach and Mary Make a Porno, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Like, there's just so many great comedies, role models within that era, and you just don't get them like that anymore. Rev 4K says the rose had wilted. LMAO. It was a funny line. Charboy Gigolo says, I agree, Daniel. Just leave the classics alone. I'm tired of all the reboots. Definitely.
I agree.
I agree, Rev 4K. Buying the 4K set is meh. What are your thoughts on Satanic Panic? I thought it was a little overhyped. Like I said, it's a movie I watched around the same time as the other one. What was the other one we were talking about? The one with Alexander Daddario. I forget the name
We
of it.
Summon the Darkness.
We
That one.
Summon the Darkness, and I can remember very little about it. So take that for what you will. It just wasn't
Yeah.
very memorable. I thought it was fine. But yeah. Mr. Dingo said, just got the Courage, the Cowardly Dog, the complete series. Awesome, man. That needs a
That's
4K.
cool.
That
Yeah, I
definitely needs
agree.
a 4K. The Blu-ray King said, what's up? I am in the dentist, so I can't talk. Awesome, man. I love the people that there was somebody else that told me they were watching one of my streams when they were at the dentist the other day. I think that's cool. Thanks for watching. I hope you're not. I hope it's not too serious.
Yeah.
David Torres says Paul Rudd got his start in Halloween 6. You are right. There is another one. But actually, I don't know if he did that one first or Clueless. Actually, I think they came out in the same year. But yeah, around the same time. I mean, it was still a horror movie. Mr. Dingo said, did The Grudge freak you guys out? Not really. I'm not a big Grudge fan. It came out around the same time as The Ring, and I thought The Ring was so much better than The Grudge. I thought The Grudge was still trying to chase what The Ring accomplished. I don't know. Did you get freaked out by The Grudge, Daniel?
Not really. I thought The Ring and The Grudge were kind of like similar movies in their own way. Like, um, yeah, I wasn't really scared about that at all because at the time I was kind of like growing out of the phase of being scared
Yeah.
of them. So yeah, they didn't really. phrase me.
You too tough to get scared, man. Too tough. Vinny Conrad says, "Hey Ken, Wonder Woman 1984 was horrible." You know, I agree with you, Vinny. I agree with you, but a lot of people like it, and we got to respect that. Jared Runner says, "Waterworld is a sci-fi action, not fantasy. I did my research." Look, that one, I'll admit right here and now, wasn't the best choice for fantasy. But if you go back and look at the question that was asked, pick your best fantasy or box set. The Waterworld that I picked was a box set. So technically it fulfilled one of the criterias of that question. So it still should have been counted. It just wasn't the best choice on my part for fantasy film. So, but I played it as both. So I don't think it should have been disqualified. But there was no way I was going to win that round anyway. Rev 4K brought out this big, beautiful Game of Thrones box set that my only defense on was season 8 wasn't that good. So he was definitely winning that round regardless.
Yeah, that set was nice.
Yeah, it was a beautiful box set. I love that Hand of the King, the little touch on it. That was awesome. Tribal Gigolo said, "Favorite horror video game, Ken?" As much as I want to say Resident Evil 4, I think it might be Dead Space. I think it might be Dead Space because I love a good sci-fi horror story, and we don't get a lot of them in cinema. You've got Alien, you've got Event Horizon, and I think that Dead Space just did it very well. I don't know if you ever played those games, but I love part 1 and 2.
Yeah, I played those ones. I played those ones growing up, and my favorite's probably like the Friday the 13th video game. I really enjoyed that one a lot.
I haven't got to play it yet.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like,
I'm assuming you're talking about the new one and not the NES one.
Yeah, I'm talking about the newer one.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I need to play that one still. But yeah, off the top of my head, also another underrated one is and I played a ton of games back in like the 360 PS3 era. Like that was like my gaming heyday, pretty much before I had kids. Condemned 2. I don't know if you ever played the Condemned games. Condemned 2 Bloodshot is a first-person survival horror game where you use primarily melee weapons. It's freaking awesome. It has great atmosphere and is scary as hell. The first Condemned is also good, but I think that 2 really took it to another level. Stranger Boy said, "Thoughts on Elm Street 2? I think it's underrated." That's actually my least favorite Elm Street movie, but I know a lot of people love it. To me, it doesn't fit with the rest of them. So yeah, I would say I'm not a big fan. I don't know if you are, Daniel.
I'm kind of in the middle. Like I kind of enjoyed it, but at the same time I didn't. I just didn't really like the story, I guess, of it. Like my favorite one's always gonna be part 3, the Dream Warriors. So yeah, like I'm kind of like in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't. The bus scene at the beginning is one of the best scenes in any Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I love that scene. After that, the movie goes downhill fast for me. Vinny Conrad said that Daniel only unbox physical media, only on YouTube. I'm assuming that he's meaning, do you unbox anything else? Do you unbox like action figures, toys? Have you ever unboxed one of your NECAs or anything?
I could start adding that to my channel. Like I could start unboxing like pops and stuff, because I'm trying to come up with different ideas too. Besides opening physical media as well. So I'll definitely, like, if I get a NECA figure or a pop here and there, I will unbox it. On
the only problem with that, I don't know how you feel about it, but I haven't taken my NECAs out of the box. I keep them in there. So yeah, I don't know if I'd want to break. I don't know if I'd want to break it out. And even though, as much as I really do want to take one of them out and like play with it and like set them up, that's just like the kid in me.
That's kind of how I am. I keep them in the boxes, especially my Funko Pops too. I know a lot of people take those out, but I keep them in the boxes. I think they look nicer that way in the box.
Definitely. Same here, man. Eddie S says, "What's up, guys?" What is up, Eddie?
What's up, Eddie?
Coming in here tonight. I appreciate it, man. Charbo Gigolo said, "Yes, 3 a.m. for Godzilla." All right, man. All right. PR says, "I only buy on movie $150, no more than that." So I guess he says he'll spend a minimum or a maximum of $150 on a movie. That's a really large amount
Yeah,
to
I
spend,
try
but
not.
I
Yeah, I
guess there
try not
are
to spend.
editions and stuff that go for like 200-300. But
Yeah,
Ben Grimm says Kristen Dunst is engaged to Jesse Plemons, the weird neighbor for Game Night. They have a kid, and not just the weird neighbor from Game Night, but also Todd from Breaking Bad. Yeah, I love Jesse Plemons. I think he's one of the most underrated actors working today because he's great in everything I've ever seen him in.
yeah, he's
I don't
awesome.
think he gets enough work. He was great into what did I just watch him in recently? That Thinking of Ending Things movie that was on Netflix last year. It wasn't the best movie and it got very weird, but I did enjoy his performance. He's great in Game Night, so he can hit those comedic beats. He's great in Breaking Bad. He's great in that El Camino movie, the Breaking Bad spinoff movie. And there's an episode of Black Mirror. It's like a Star Trek kind of homage episode that he's great in as well. So I'm a big fan of him. Braveheart is here tonight. He says, got the Ten
Awesome.
Commandments 4K. I feel like walking on water. It's funny to me how like the Ten Commandments, what's weird today about physical media is like we all get excited because we collect Blu-rays and 4Ks for these new movies that come out. And they're
Mhm.
movies that like when we were kids, we would have never got excited for. Like when I
Yeah,
was a kid and the Ten Commandments came on TV, I was like, my eyes would roll. I'd be like, what is this? I'm not watching this. I would just like play with my toys.
yeah,
Now, like, I'm getting excited for a Ten Commandments 4K release. I don't know. It's just weird how that kind of shift works.
yeah.
Just in like what you like. Stranger Boy says, do you have the old Elm Street DVD box set? Do you have that box set?
I don't. The only thing I own of the Nightmare on Elm Street is like the DVD, like the 4 packs that came with like part 1 through 4 and then 5 through 6. That's
Yeah,
like the
I've
one I
seen
have.
those. That's honestly the best way to buy them now because it's the cheapest. And I haven't heard great things about that Blu-ray pack. So until they come out with the Scream Factory box set, I'm sticking with this. That's what I'll
Oh, that's
have until they
awesome.
come out with the Scream Factory one.
I used to see
Um,
that one at my Hollywood Video for sale. That one, that box set that you have.
yeah, I got it. I think it came out in 2004. So that was back when uh, I graduated high school. So that kind of tells you how old I am. Lutilla Moore says, I'll be watching Debbie Does Dallas in 4K tonight. Is that in 4K? I
I didn't
had
even
no
know it had a
idea.
4K.
He said, just kidding. Awesome, man. Stranger Boy says the original concept for Freddy's Dead was that the Dream Warriors come back, and another one was that it follows Jacob from Elm Street 5. Yeah, both of those would have been better plot lines for Freddy's Dead, but we got
Yeah,
what we got, and Freddy's Dead's a entertaining movie, if not anything else. I don't hate the movie. Like, I enjoy watching it, but it's definitely a ridiculous movie.
yeah.
Kay said, Side Hustle Cinema, congratulations. You played yourself. Tiana Loves Movies says, I'm watching Bambi tonight.
Awesome. I love
Awesome.
Bambi.
I need to watch Bambi again. I'm reluctant to watch that with my kids because it's today you don't get a lot of like the traumatic moments that we used to get with Disney animated movies when we were kids. Kids aren't
I
really
agree.
exposed to that kind of stuff anymore. So I don't know how Bambi would play for my kids nowadays, or if they would even care. I don't know.
Long
But
as
yeah,
they don't make long as they don't make a live action version of it. Yeah,
oh God.
yeah. I hope they don't make one, even though
Well,
they probably will. But
yeah, yeah. If you would, if, yeah, it's that would be horrible. Rev
yeah,
4K says it's not a Western. Can stop getting info from Wikipedia, LOL, especially on movies. Why not, man? If something on the internet says confirms that I'm correct, I'm going to use that information. That's just what's going to happen, Rev. And it is a Western. It's a Western. The directors say it's a Western. Everybody that's in it says it's a Western. Everybody that talks about it says it is a modern day Western. So don't give me that crap. Eddie S says, picked up 10 Commandments and A Perfect Planet on 4K. Love the Wonder Woman 84 Steelbook, but can't justify spending $35 for a garbage movie. Wow, Eddie. Wow, garbage movie, huh? I agree. But Daniel's a fan, so I respect his opinion. But I see where you're coming from there. $35 is a lot. $35 is a lot. $35 is a
Yeah,
lot.
I think DC and Marvel are kind of ridiculous at their steelbook prices. Like
Yeah.
for
But
like
I was doing what you do, like picking up multiple exclusive releases day of a couple of years ago with like the Marvel movies and stuff like that. I've just kind of gotten out of that habit recently. Um, but I used to do it too. Kay says, Rev 4K, do you think the Django is a Western? I mean, absolutely is. Rev 4K says, you also say Die Hard is a Christmas movie and it's not labeled that on Wikipedia, so relax. But who says Die Hard is a Christmas movie? Did I say that? Look, I'm not like, I haven't seen Die Hard in a while. A lot of people call it a Christmas movie, so who am I to argue with them? It's on Christmas, so if they want to consider it a Christmas movie, but like I don't actively go out there and say that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. That's not a hill that I'm prepared to die on or anything. But I'm also not going to argue with people over it. Would you say that Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
I kind of do because it feels kind of like Christmas, like especially with the scenes. Um, yeah, I consider that one and like this is kind of an underrated one. Iron Man 3, I consider that one a Christmas movie because it's like set like during Christmas time
Yeah,
as
a lot
well.
of people do. A lot of people do. I mean, people have different criterias for what they consider to be a Christmas movie and what's not. If it's set on Christmas, it's a Christmas movie. It's
Yeah, I
whatever. I
agree.
mean, it's however you feel, whatever gives you those Christmas feels. But Die Hard was disappointing. I think I would have picked up Die Hard if it was the same price in Best Buy this week, but it went back up to $18, and I think it was like I don't know. I think it was like $13 or something last week. So I
Yeah, it
should have
was
bought it then
12.99.
because I got it on Blu-ray, but I don't have it on 4K yet. Rev said that Django is a Western, of course. Well, I mean, that's more like a clear-cut Western because it's actually set in the Old West,
Yeah.
which I guess is people's criteria for a Western. Mr. Dingo said, thoughts on the movie The Last Picture Show? I have not seen that movie. Have you?
I still need to see that one as well. I have like such a long like watch list, like trying to catch up on these like older type films. So yeah, I'll definitely check that one out though. I'll put that on my watch list as well.
Yep. Stranger Boy said, thoughts on Vacancy 2? It sucks. I never saw it.
Oh, that one was horrible. It's they were supposed to like go back in time or whatever because it was supposed to be like set. The first tape that Luke Wilson watched was supposed to be like what was happening, and they
Yeah.
execute that was like a straight to DVD like sci-fi channel movie that it was awful. Like the story was horrible, the acting sucked, the kills weren't all that rememberable. Yeah, that one was really bad. Like I don't recommend watching that one
Yeah, I mean they've been
at
doing
all.
stuff like that since the '90s. With like you'll have the actual like good movies, and then they'll get like sequels that are straight to DVD. I mean Disney used to do that all the time with their movies.
I think same thing with Joyride too. I think Joyride
Yeah,
has like
Joyride
two.
has like 8 sequels or something. That all went straight to Wrong Turn. I don't think any of those sequels went to theaters.
Yeah,
Uh, Dust Till Dawn also. Red 4K said, let's not forget Ryan Gosling got his start on Goosebumps. You are right, sir. Yeah, I
yeah,
just because I was watching Goosebumps with my kids a couple of years ago on Netflix, and I saw Ryan Gosling pop up in the Say Cheese or Die Again
yeah.
episode. I'm like, oh, is that Ryan Gosling? I had to look it up, and yeah, my mind was blown. But yeah,
I was a I was a
uh,
big Goosebump fan growing up.
yeah.
I had
Did
all the
you read
books.
the books and everything?
Yeah, I had every single book. I actually still have them too.
Yep, I
So
still
yeah,
have all mine. I have the original 64 still in a box somewhere over there in my closet. I didn't collect them after that. I didn't do like the 2000s versions. I was kind of grown out of it by that point, but I have the
yeah.
original 64 series that I had when I was a kid. Stranger Boy says, are you going to get Willy's Wonderland on Blu-ray next month? I don't know if I'll buy that on Blu-ray. I enjoyed it. I don't know if it's worth a first day Blu-ray pickup, but it depends on what comes out that day with it, to be honest.
Uh,
Did you see that movie? Did you enjoy it?
yeah, I thought it was pretty good. What was it? The all he does is like scream in it, but like I enjoyed it though.
Yeah.
I might pick it up.
It was weird because, to have a movie where the entire time Nicolas Cage doesn't say a word.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed that movie. Kay says, I agree. I was surprised neither of you picked the Django for Best Western. Do you think Magnificent Seven is better than the Django? I think it's just one of those situations where we're kind of on the spot and we've only got 60 seconds to go pick a movie, and it's just hard to think of everything off the top of your head. I mean, I had Tombstone sitting right over there that probably would have won me that match, because I think I could see people being more on the side. I think that the fact that most people don't consider No Country for Old Men a Western really worked against me there. If I would have grabbed Tombstone, there's probably a good possibility I might have won, because that's a classic Western and he picked the remake. So yeah, I think it's just the case. It's more difficult to be. I mean, you've been in the matches before. When they put you on the spot and you got to go find a movie, it's like you're trying to think of in your head and you're looking through all your movies. You don't always pick the best choices, but PR says, I like the Die Hard movie. My wife, she doesn't like them. Don't know why. Yeah, I mean, they're great action movies. Most of them are anyway, except for the last one. Andrew Fio says, I love Owen Wilson. I just watched Drill Bit Taylor and like it more the second time than the first time. Awesome, man.
I actually like that one. That's actually a pretty good movie with him, and it has that dude Josh from Drake and Josh in it. I think he plays like one of the mean like teenage kids in school that are messing with the kid.
I think I got that on I think I got it on Blu-ray from Big Lots. I think I got like a clearance sale. I think it was like $1 or something there. I think. I don't know if I've seen it though. Alex Thomas is here. He says, "Yo, what is up, Alex Thomas? Definitely go check out his interview with 4K Corner on his channel that they did last night. That was a great interview, Q&A session that they had together. So definitely going to try to get Alex on the channel here on the show sometime in the near future." Ben Grimm says, "Have you seen the Sedeko versus Kayoko movie, Ring versus Grudge? It's on Shudder." I have not. I haven't seen any of the Japanese rings. I haven't seen Ringu or Yuan, I think it's called. I haven't seen any of those. I've only seen the American version. So
yeah, I've never seen those either. I need to watch those.
I know I wanted to watch that Netflix Yuan series because I heard good things about it last year, but I never got around to it. Alex Thomas said, "What's going on, Ken? What is up, Alex?" He says, "Did you pick up the Mortal Kombat Steelbook?" I did not, because they didn't have it in stores, man. I was very disappointed. In fact, I was devastated. But Joe Wagner says, "Love Waterworld." I love Waterworld too. It's my favorite fantasy film of all time. I will stick with that. Rev 4K says, "No, Django is much better than Magnificent Seven in every possible way." I don't know why I picked it. Again, you picked it because we only have 60 seconds, and it's kind of the first thing that popped into your head. Braveheart says, "I won't watch scary movies. I'm scared of my own shadow." But you will watch Braveheart, though. Kay says, "Okay, just checking." Latula Moore says, "Favorite horror video game is Until Dawn." I haven't played that again. It's a recent game, and I just haven't played a lot of recent video games. Favorite horror sequel, mine is Scream 4. That's a great horror sequel. I think that's the third best Scream film.
I agree.
You love the Scream franchise?
Yes, I enjoy every single one. Especially the classic one, the original one. Yeah, I enjoy that franchise overall. It's probably like one of my favorite early 2000s like slasher horror movies. Along with I Know What You Did Last Summer. I kind of skipped the third one. I don't really like the third one. But I really enjoyed like the first two I Know What You Did Last Summers as well. I used to watch those a lot as well. That's an underrated movie, like The Fisherman Killer. They don't really talk about him either.
I liked him when I was growing up, but I always saw him as like lesser versions of what Scream did. But I rewatched the first one like a couple of years ago and I actually really enjoyed it. Now that I was kind of removed from that era of horror, but I would rank Scream. I would go the first one is my favorite. Then I'd Scream 2. Scream 2 I think is almost just as good as the first Scream. I think it's
I agree.
one of the best horror sequels ever. Then I'd go Scream 4. That's an awesome movie. I love Scream 4. Super surprised when that one came out. And then Scream 3. I think it's really good. A lot of people say that one's the worst, and it is the worst of 4 really great horror films. I love all those movies.
Are you excited for the new one?
I am. Year? I mean, kind of. Again, like all 4 of those movies were directed by Wes Craven, the same director. Maybe the only horror, I mean, quite possibly, most certainly, I think the only horror franchise that has the same director direct all the movies.
Yeah.
So this will be the first movie in that franchise that's doesn't have that same unique vision and voice. So I don't know. I'm optimistic because I did like Ready or Not, and it's the same directors that are doing it. So hopefully they do something interesting with it. Alex Thomas says, "Yo, Until Dawn is a great game." I heard it was. Red 4K says, "Can our battle was like any great Super Bowl, World Series, or Montreal Screwjob, full of controversy and will be talked about." LOL. Definitely, man. I think that we definitely took it to the next level. And I would agree. It's definitely like the Montreal Screwjob. Definitely.
Yeah, it was a great battle. I enjoyed it.
Match, and I was just happy to be a part of it, to be honest. Win or lose. Alex Thomas says, "I definitely keep my Funko Pops in the box." Definitely, man.
Yeah, same here.
Joe Wegner says, "The Vinegar Syndrome Beastmaster was probably the most I've spent on a movie." How much was that? I didn't think it was that expensive. I think it was like 50 or 60 or something like that.
Yeah, it was around there.
That was a really nice addition, though. That was a really nice addition. Stranger Boy said, "Thoughts on Freddy's Dead? Hot take. I have fun with it." Same here. I have fun with the movie. Are you a Freddy's Dead fan?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's kind of like, I guess, call it a guilty pleasure movie.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed the video game kill though when I was a kid. I thought it was fun where he put the power glove on and he's like, "No, you're playing with power."
Yeah.
Clemens started on Friday Night Lights. He will always be a Landry to me. Yeah, I haven't seen that show. So Alex Thomas says, "Picked up the Wonder Woman 84 slipcover edition. I couldn't justify buying the Steelbook."
Like, I can understand with the Steelbook because it's really expensive. So yeah.
Yeah. I thought about picking up the Blu-ray from Target, but I didn't want to pick it up if it was going to be on Blu-ray. I had to have the 4K of it, and if I was going to pick up anything, it was going to be that Steelbook because it was actually a nice edition. So, Stranger Boy said, "But without the Freddy's Dead, we wouldn't have gotten the masterpiece New Nightmare." You're right. You were definitely. How do you feel about New Nightmare? I think you're cutting out a little bit. Yeah. Nope. Can't hear you yet. Can't hear you. Oh, now I can hear you. I heard you for a second.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the set.
New Nightmare is one of my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movies. It's probably my third favorite. I like the first one, and then Dream Warriors, and then New Nightmare. But New Nightmare is great. And without New Nightmare, we wouldn't have the Scream films because that was Wes Craven's first foray into like the meta style of horror that he would kind of perfect with the Scream movies. So
I agree with you with the ranking. I agree with you there.
Yeah, those are definitely the three best. Even though I have a very soft spot in my heart for Dream Master because that was the movie when I was a kid that I watched over and over again. That was my favorite. Craig Thompson said, "Favorite werewolf movie? Mine is Silver Bullet. Mine's without a doubt is American Werewolf in London. That's the masterpiece. That's the standard for werewolf movies, in my opinion. But I haven't seen Silver Bullet in a very long time. I've got the Scream Factor. I've been meaning to rewatch it. So yeah, what's your favorite werewolf movie?"
I have to go with you as well, Ken. American Werewolf in London. I really enjoyed that film. Actually, like the werewolf actually scared me as a kid. So yeah, I would go with you there with the American Werewolf in London. I really enjoyed that.
The Howling's a really good movie too.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, I would say that The Howling is definitely a good werewolf movie. But guys, we got about 42 people in the chat right now. If you can like this stream, I would definitely appreciate it. Definitely go subscribe to my guest, Unwrap Them Movies. His link is in the bio. But yeah, appreciate everybody being here tonight. We're just doing a Q&A. Jared Runner, Disney in the talks about live action Bambi movie. Well, I don't know about that, man. It's
I don't know.
I mean, we saw how that you wouldn't get any of the emotion of it. Like you wouldn't care when Bambi's mom was shot. It wouldn't hit. Just like in Lion King when Simba's dad died, I didn't care. I got none of the emotion from it. It would just be deers running around and people, and a deer gets shot and it's whatever. I live in Kentucky. It happens like every November. You see everybody out hunting and deers running. Let's see. Alex Thomas says, have you ever seen the MTV show Teen Wolf? I have not.
I've only seen like maybe a few episodes of like the first season, but I've really never got into like to watching it like every single week when it came out. Maybe like later on, if I don't really have anything else to watch, maybe I'll give it another chance and watch it through. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen the 85 Teen Wolf, but that's about it with Michael J. Fox.
Oh yeah.
Stranger Boy said The Thing is a Christmas movie. You're stretching it on that one. That's I wouldn't say that that's anywhere near a Christmas movie. Then you're just going into the category that anything that's in snow or has snow in it is a Christmas movie. I can't get on board for that. If it's set in Christmas, maybe, or around Christmas. Joe Wagner says, any love for Sukiyaki Western to Django? I know they did an Arrow of that, or I think it got delayed or something. It might be coming out still. Something happened with it. I haven't seen it.
I think it's supposed to come out on the 27th of April, I believe, still on Blu-ray.com, but I have to check it to see if it's still.
It was supposed to come out last year. I was actually supposed to get it. They were supposed to send it to me, and I never got it, but then I saw it got delayed. So, Side Hustle Cinema said Tombstone would have got my vote for sure. Yeah, I should have picked Tombstone, but I forgot I picked it up. Stranger Boy says, yeah, Josh Peck plays a bully in Drill Bit Taylor. I did not know that. Alex Thomas says, I picked up the last copy of Mortal Kombat Steelbook at my Best Buy. Well, you are a lucky man.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see any copies at all, and I really wanted that Steelbook. Stranger Boy says, oh, Ken doesn't like I Know What You Did Last Summer. I didn't say that. I just said I always saw it as a lesser version of Scream. And as far as like the slashers from the 90s, I always preferred Urban Legend over I Know What You Did Last Summer. It was probably like Scream, Urban Legend, and then I Know What You Did Last Summer. The Faculty kind of starts off. I would say there's shades of like slasher in The Faculty, but it's really like a sci-fi monster movie is what it turns into. But
I love that movie.
Same, like style, and yeah, I love that movie too. That's one of my favorite 90s horror movies, but also kind of horror sci-fi monster movie. Joe Wagner says Tapapo is considered a Western as well. Definitely need to check that one out, maybe. Eddie S says, are you streaming Kong vs. Godzilla or going to the theater? Streaming for me, and I know Daniel said theater. Chongo Chalupa is here. Have either of you guys seen Crash 2004 with Sandra Bullock? If so, what did you think of it? I think Crash came out in 2005, didn't it?
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I liked it.
I remember it being good when I watched it. I know a lot of people give that movie shit for winning Best Picture. But I haven't seen it since 2005, to be honest. Danny K Review says, did you watch the Bad Batch trailer? I did not because I watched the Saw trailer this morning, and that's kind of what I reacted to on my Instagram. I know a lot of people were reacting to the Bad Batch too, but I'm not really into the Star Wars animated universe. As of right now, I need to watch Rebels and Clone Wars and all of that stuff. So I didn't watch it because I don't watch the other cartoon series. So nothing would have made me that excited watching it. And I didn't want to get spoiled for anything else, but did you watch it?
No, I haven't checked out that trailer at all. Like, I'm kind of like you. I'm kind of behind with the Star Wars like animated series and stuff. I did watch The Mandalorian. I enjoyed that show until like all the controversy that's happening right now with Disney and stuff like that. But I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Yeah, Mandalorian's great. Mandalorian is great. PR Puerto Rico said, what did you think of the possession of Hannah Grace? Did you see that? There's so many of those possession of whoever girl's name or exorcism of Emily, Grace, Rose, or whatever. Like, there's just so many of those movies. I can't like separate them in my head and get them straight. Is that the one that came out 2 years ago? Like, it came out like 2 years ago or something. There was a possession movie that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it came out in 2019. It has like Shay Mitchell in it. She plays like a nurse or something. I thought it was
Let me look
okay.
it up.
I thought they could have like executed a little bit more better, but overall, like I enjoyed it for what it was.
It's got
It's
an
all right.
18% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't really pay attention to Rotten Tomatoes too much.
Yeah, same here. I
Um,
basically just watched the movie and then
yeah, I seen this. I saw it. It was okay. I thought it was decent.
yeah, I thought it was okay too.
It was the most decent possession movie I've ever seen in my life. How about that? Tiana Loves Movie says, "Are you guys going to check out the new Mortal Kombat coming out in April?" Definitely. I will be
For
there to
sure.
check that out for sure. Um, let's see. PR Puerto Rico says, "Yeah, I do." Alex Thomas says, "Evil Dead 2013 is one of the best horror remakes."
I
Absolutely,
agree.
man. We're like right here with that opinion. It's my favorite Evil Dead movie.
I enjoy that one.
Um, Stranger Boy said Dream Master feels very MTV. It does. It does
Yeah.
feel very MTV. That is true. Rob Forsey says, anyone seen The Toll? To me, it was horrible. I saw that in stores. The cover didn't really intrigue me. I didn't really hear anything about it. So, yeah, I didn't grab that one.
Yeah, I
I
didn't grab
did
it
not.
either.
Yeah, let's see. Favorite parts of the Snyder Cut. I liked all the stuff with Wonder Woman and Steppenwolf versus the Amazons.
I love
Um,
that one. I love that scene.
did you? Yeah, what's your favorite part of the whole movie? The whole 4 hour extravaganza.
I kind of go with Danny K reviews. I like the whole Wonder Woman Steppenwolf thing and the Amazons. And I also liked how they introduced Flash and what's his name, Cyborg a little bit better. They gave him more of a background to like how they fit into the story. I really enjoyed how they did that. Um, and yeah, and I like that scene with Batman and Joker when they're talking in the desert.
The
That
money shot.
yeah, I enjoyed
Um,
that one a lot.
yeah, it's. I mean, I really no secret. I wasn't looking forward to that movie at all. Like I didn't like the Justice League movie from 2017, so I didn't really
Yeah,
understand what they were going to do. That was that better. I didn't really think that uh, Zack Snyder was going to make some kind of masterpiece out of that shit box of a movie. But having seen it, I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. And the thing that really hooked me was that Amazon battle in the beginning because it was significantly better than the 2017 version. Steppenwolf was a lot more menacing and awesome. And the scenes in that were a lot more awesome. There was actual like blood and gore too, which was really cool to see. The Wonder Woman scene, where she kind of comes in to save all those kids, was also a cool scene.
hmm
I like the way it opened too, how it was kind of continuation of BVS, having just
yeah,
watched BVS like 2 days before. So I really like the opening of it. And the end, obviously, the Nightmare Batman stuff. All that whole last 20 minutes, I loved. I was completely down for it. So yeah, let's see. Andrew Fio says, "You're blowing up, Ken, with the people." 4 stars. Thank you, Andrew Fio. I appreciate that, man. Alex Thomas says, "I want steelbooks for the Scream movies." Definitely,
that'd be cool.
definitely. Hopefully, we get it next year if they do the Scream on 4K. Hopefully, they have a steelbook that goes along with it. Dag Farch says, "Love the show. Appreciate it, man. I think
Awesome.
I don't know if I've seen you in here before, but I appreciate you being here tonight." Andrew Field says, "Did you ever see Glengarry Glen Ross?" I have not seen that movie. I know it has a Shout Factory release, and I need to check it out, but I have not seen it. Have you seen that?
I still need to see that one as well.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin's in that movie. I forget everybody else, but yeah, Alec Baldwin's the main one. Jared Runner said, "Thoughts on live action Ruya?" I can't even pronounce that. Can you pronounce that? Do you know what that is?
Ruani Kenshin. I think it's an anime or something, or I think it's a based off of
I'm
an
not the
anime.
anime guy.
Yeah, I've never watched. I still need to catch up on anime. Like,
Yep, for
kind of
sure.
go to for anime. I need to
For
catch up.
sure. Joe Wagner says Tampapo is part of the Criterion Collection. It's a Western about ramen noodles. Is it really? Is that true? I would love to watch a Western about ramen noodles. That would be incredible. Stranger Boy says favorite horror show besides Stranger Things. Um, favorite horror show besides Stranger Things. Oh, the Haunting of Hill House. from Netflix. That's
That
a
one's good.
great horror show. Do you have one? That off the top of
You,
your head?
y- yeah, you took mine, the Haunting on Hill
Haunted
House.
Glass.
I thought that one was
Um,
good.
yeah, I can't think of a whole lot of other horror shows off the top of my head. I'm sure that there are
Maybe
some.
what's it called?
Goosebumps from when I was a
Yeah,
kid. Erie, Indiana is another good horror show. Yeah, it's all I can think of. Tales from the Crypt. I grew up with that one as well.
that
Uh,
one's awesome.
Joe Wagner says, question about Amityville. Is there a scene with a woman in the shower and blood comes out of the shower head? I remember the scene from my childhood, but cannot recall the film. I think that you're right. I haven't seen the original Amityville in a long time. I think I've seen the remake since I've seen the original. Um, I feel like you're right, though. I feel like I remember that. Alex Thomas says, I'm definitely double dipping on Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Same here. I'm
Uh,
with you, Alex.
yep. That's one that I'll wait and see what the Steelbook looks like, and I might pick up the 4K. I don't know. 4K Corner says, why hasn't more Clint Eastwood films hit 4K yet? Yeah, I mean, you got Unforgiven, you got The Mule, and that's about it. I think I think that's about it. But you are getting the good, the bad, the ugly here pretty soon.
We need Gran Torino.
Yep, Gran Torino for sure. That's a great movie. Love that movie. That might be my favorite movie that he's done, to be honest with you. Alex Thomas says, I agree, but I'm going to be pissed if the release more Clint Eastwood on 4K because I just picked up some of his movies on Blu-ray. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But you know, man, that's kind of what it's all about. It's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
You just got to deal with it. Like, I think 4K really wants the Twister on 4K. I don't know if we'll ever see it, but I saw Twister on Blu-ray and Best Buy for $4 today, so I went ahead and bought it. If they upgrade it to 4K next year, I'll be there to buy it too. So, but I just want it on physical media when I want it, and I'll deal with the ramifications of whatever happens in the future.
Still need to add that one to the collection as well.
Have you seen Twister?
Yeah, I've seen it. I really enjoy that film. I used to watch it a lot as a kid too, because my mom used to have the VHS tape. I used to pop that in every single day, and I enjoyed it.
That movie cured my fear of tornadoes because when I was a kid, like I was deathly afraid of like storms and stuff like that. And I grew up in a trailer. So like every time there was a storm warning and like tornadoes coming and stuff like that, like I would fear for my life because I knew that my ass was going to get blown away if it hit the house. So, but whenever I watch Twister, it's like something within me just like changed. And like every time there was a tornado warning or storm warning, I would like go outside and I would try to look for it in the sky. Like my parents would have to keep yelling at me to come back in. But I wanted to see a tornado so desperately bad. I wanted to be Bill Paxton in that movie. I wanted to be a storm chaser. So yeah, I love Twister. Side Hustle Cinema said, Ken, have you decided on the next filmography tournament? I have not, man. Usually I just, whenever something like kind of hits me, an idea, or I get inspired about something, or it aligns with something that's going on in the film world, that's when I kind of come up with those ideas. So I usually like to do those kind of things like once a month, and then maybe I'll do like a community ranking or something like that on my Sunday night show. So when I do, I'll be sure to promote it and put it out there for you guys. So maybe I'll do like a poll on my community tab, and you guys can pick the next filmography event. So I think that would be cool. Chongo Chalupa says, were you guys ever fans of the X-Files? I was not a big fan of the X-Files. Not that I wasn't a big fan. I just never really watched that show growing up. It's one that I would like to get into and go back and watch because I know that Vince Gilligan was a big time writer on that show. I think like a director as well. Of course, he went on to do Breaking Bad and stuff. So I know that there's probably a lot of good stories in there that I've never got to see. So I would love to check out that show. I would love to go back and watch Twin Peaks because I've never seen that before either. But I don't know. Did you ever watch the X-Files?
X-Files, I've watched a few episodes of that. I have to go back and rewatch it as well. To get like it refreshed into my brain. But yeah, I enjoyed like some of the stuff of the X-Files.
Yep. Yeah, it's got. I mean, I think it had 2 movies as well. I think it had 2
Mhm.
movies. PR Puerto Rico says, "What about Dead Silence? I got it on Blu-ray. I still need to. I think I might have that on DVD somewhere. But I need to watch that again because it's been a while. I remember being disappointed with that movie though. I remember not liking it that much. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I have it on DVD as well. I enjoyed it for what it was. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I remember
okay.
being like excited for the idea of like a dummy movie that was like Night of the Living Dummy, like a more like mature version of that story, like Goosebumps story.
Yeah.
And I don't remember that movie like being like that. Um, but it definitely inspired James Wan to go on and do like Annabelle and stuff like that in the Conjuring movies. Because I think Dead Silence was his second movie that he directed, maybe his third. I don't know if he did that one or Death Sentence first, but because he did Saw first. But Stranger Boy said, "Did you ever watch Are You Afraid of the Dark?" I've seen a couple episodes when I was a kid, but I didn't have cable when I was a kid, so I didn't watch a lot of like Nickelodeon and stuff. So I watched more like the network stuff, like Goosebumps and Erie, Indiana, on Fox Kids in the morning. Did you ever watch that show?
I've heard of it, but I've never like got around to like watching it as a kid. Same here. I didn't grow up with cable either. I just watched like the cartoons on the regular basic TV and like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, all them, and the Goosebumps stuff, the Haunted Mask, and all that. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
I'll
mean, I
definitely
lived
check
in
it out.
a rural area, so yeah, we had to have like a satellite dish. And back in those days, when I was growing up in the '90s, like if you had cable, you were a rich kid.
Yeah.
Like that's it's you had to get the dish out there and all that stuff set up. So let's see. Alex Thomas says, waiting on Twister on 4K. Yeah, man, that would be very exciting if we ever got that announcement. I mean, if there was any time to do it, it would be this year. And I haven't
Mhm.
heard anything about it anywhere, so I don't think it's going to happen. But it's the 25th anniversary this year for Twister, so it would be now to do it. But maybe they'll do it for 30. I don't know. Jared Renner said, thoughts on The Jackal with Bruce Willis. That was a really good kind of spy thriller, if I remember correctly. Got Richard Gere, got Bruce Willis in it. Sidney Poitier, I think, is in it as well. So a great cast. Have you seen The Jackal?
Yeah, I've seen it. I thought it was a pretty okay movie.
Yep, I agree. I definitely agree. Michelle Vetter says, I loved Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yep, she was a big fan of Are You Afraid of the Dark? 4K Corner said, Jared Runner, The Jackal was pretty good. Yeah, I remember it being pretty good. I know I saw it when I was a kid. I just can't remember too much about it. Stranger Boy said, favorite It film? Mine is the 1990 miniseries. We're right here, man. See, right there, Stranger Boy, right here. We're the same. Mine is the miniseries as well. There's too much nostalgia there. What about you, Daniel?
I love the miniseries as well. I really like the newer ones. I know the second one didn't execute as well as like the first one.
I like it.
Because it could, yeah. I enjoyed it overall. I thought James McAvoy did a decent job as Bill, and like I know it was kind of too long because they kept going back and forth as kids and adults. But I enjoyed both the miniseries and the remake. So I'm kind of like in the middle with both. So
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's a nostalgia thing with it. I think that's like the very first horror movie I ever saw. You know, I think I was peeking around the corners and watching like the grown-ups watch that movie when I was like 5 or 6.
yeah,
So Pennywise kind of always scared me, and it's a lot of nostalgia there. Those characters are the actors in those movies like are those characters to me because I remember reading the book around the exact same time as I think I was like 10 or 11 when I read it. I used to
Mhm.
read a ton of Stephen King movies or books when I was a kid. So like growing up watching that movie, reading the book, like those actors in that movie are those characters. So when I watch the new ones, it's like they're doing good. They're putting on good performances. But to me, like they don't feel like those characters in the same way that the older actors do. Even though I know some of those actors aren't better actors than the ones we have in the new ones, but I don't know. I think Jonathan Brandis as Bill is excellent. Seth Green as Richie is also really good. So I like the kids in those movies a lot.
I agree.
Chongo Chalupa said, "What are your guys' favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger films?" I would go True Lies, Terminator, Predator, probably my top 3. I think maybe Kindergarten Cop too. I would throw in there, but definitely Predator and Terminator 2 are my top 2 from him.
For me, it'd probably be Total Recall, Predator, and Terminator 2. So I really love him in Terminator 2, especially that scene where he starts shooting him with that smoke canister thing, like they're shooting at him. That police scene was awesome. That's like one of my favorite scenes.
It's the best movie. It's in my top 10 movies of all time, and it's my favorite action movie. And I think that it's definitely a movie that everybody loves and everybody talks about. I still don't think it gets I still don't think it gets the credit it deserves. Like that movie, I watch it. It surprises me every time I watch it, just how like thrilling it is. Because like the first hour of that movie is just like a straight chase scene. Like it's literally the T-1000 is chasing them for the first hour of that movie, and it's incredible. I love that movie. PR Puerto Rico says, "I know that it is too much money for Steelbook, but I love movie and I love to have my collection." Awesome, man. Andrew Fio says, "Life of Pi." Never seen it, but I do own it on Blu-ray. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it, but I just picked it up recently at Big Lots for $5, so I'll check it out sometime.
I think they got the 4K at my Best Buy for like $10, and I think that's a movie that probably needs to be seen on 4K because I think the visuals are really good in it. Tribal Gigolo said, "What is your favorite monster movie, and do you consider Jurassic Park in the monster genre?" Yeah, I mean, Jurassic Park's multiple genres. I think it's horror, adventure, monster, all rolled into one. So, I don't know. Do you have a favorite monster movie off the top of your head?
For me, I'd probably go with um probably Jurassic Park. Because I grew up with that one a lot, especially the first 3 films. So that would be probably my top monster movie for me.
Yeah, if we're considering Jurassic Park a monster movie, that's by far the best. But if I'm going outside of Jurassic Park, I'll go with Tremors because I just watched it last night on 4K and it's still super fun. So yeah, I'll go Tremors for that. Well, let's see. Side Hustle Cinema says the new "Are You Afraid of the Dark" series is really good. I've never seen that. Alex Thomas says, "I absolutely love It 2017 and It Chapter 2. Do you own the Steelbooks?" I have the Steelbook for the first one, the very first one that came out, but I didn't buy it for Chapter 2. I got the slipcover because I like it better. I like the design on it. But did you get both of those in 4K?
Yes, I didn't pick up the steelbooks for the first one or the second one. I just picked up like the 4K slips because I really like the 4K slip on It Chapter 2 with like his paint running down his face. So yeah, those are the 2 I picked up was the slip covers. Starting to expand my 4K collection a little bit.
Joe Wagner says, "Not a horror film, but definitely a thriller. Bong Joon-ho's Mother. If you haven't seen it, add it to your watch list." Awesome, man. I definitely will. I need to watch more of his filmography. Kay says, "Do you guys love iRobot like me, just waiting on that 4K release already?" I haven't seen iRobot since the theaters, and I remember liking it. Okay.
I like it here. Same here.
Yep.
I enjoyed it.
As far as like 2000s Will Smith movies, I would put I Am Legend over that one, but it was solid. Stranger Boy says Tim Curry will always be the real Pennywise, in my opinion. I agree. Patrick Coran says, "I am going to see Godzilla vs. Kong this weekend, maybe in IMAX."
Awesome.
Charles Rollins says, "What's your favorite alien movie?" Mine is Spaced Invaders. That's a good question. What's your favorite alien movie? You can't say Alien.
Okay. Um, does ET count?
E.T. most certainly counts, my friend, and I'm glad you picked that one.
Okay.
So yes, I will go E.T. as well, because without a doubt, that is my favorite alien movie. Latula Moore says, "I'm showing my age, but there was a horror show in the 1980s called Tales from the Dark Side that was pretty good." Yeah, I think that's got a Scream Factory release, if I'm not mistaken. I think it came out last year, actually. Seth Green sort of got his start in it. Yep,
I agree.
He did. That's another one. I like how everybody's calling out all the different actors and stuff. 4K Corner said, I love iRobot, but with the way Disney releases movies now, my expectations of ever getting a 4K is pretty low.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
hopefully they get into the game here in 2021 or 2022. Jared Runner says, I want a Taken in 4K. I can't believe we don't have those movies in 4K.
I
Terminator
know, like
2, Total Recall, True Lies, just for Jamie Lee Curtis striptease scene alone. Stranger Boy says, my favorite monster movie is the first Tremors. There you go. Have you seen Tremors?
yeah, I've seen it. The Kevin Bacon one, yeah, I've seen that one. I need to buy like the set. I don't know if there's like a set of all of them.
I think Walmart usually has like all of them on DVD when you go in there. I know they did a couple of years ago. I don't know if they do now. But this Tremors box, I don't know. Somebody said this is like out of print or something. It wasn't on sale anymore. I highly recommend this. This is the best 4K release I've seen in like a year. Like I'm telling you right now, it looks freaking amazing in 4K. I don't know. Like I took a shot of it on my phone last night when they kill the first Tremors and it falls to the ground and like it busts open and like the orange goo flies everywhere. It just looks so freaking crystal clear and good to me. I don't know. It looked amazing on 4K.
Yeah, I missed out on that Arrow release. I'm still trying to hunt it down, but I haven't been able to find it or anywhere.
Yeah, it's super nice. Alex Thomas says The Thing needs a 4K and it's my favorite monster movie. That's a good pick. That's a good, and also favorite. It could be a favorite alien movie as well. It could be both. Lucilla Moore says my favorite monster movie was the one where Oprah Winfrey didn't have on makeup. Absolutely terrifying. What was that? The Color Purple? Is that the one you're talking about?
I think so.
4K Corner said Interview with a Vampire needs a 4K. I agree. I agree with that.
Definitely.
I need to watch it again. I got it on Blu-ray and I haven't seen it since I picked it up. Triborough for sure. I picked up the Scream Factory Steelbook for The Thing. Yeah, that's supposed to be getting a 4K release this year. That's a rumor right now, but it's supposed to be. Chongo Chalupa said, what are you guys' favorite Kurt Russell films? I got to go with The Thing or Unlawful Entry. You have a favorite Kurt Russell film?
Yeah, I got to go with The Thing. I enjoyed that film of him. I kind of enjoyed him a little bit as Mr. Nobody in the Fast and the Furious movies, even though he's kind of like the comedic guy. And that enjoyed him in Guardians 2 as what is it? What's his name? Not Scott Lang, but Star-Lord Star-Lord's dad.
I forget his name too. I would help you out. Peter Quill.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah.
I would, if I'm going, I love everything he does with Tarantino and Carpenter. I think he's awesome in The Hateful Eight, and in Death Proof, and in The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China, Escape from New York, all those movies. I also love the movie Overboard with him and his wife Goldie Hawn. I think that's a really fun comedy.
That's awesome.
So yeah. Stranger Boy says, I love Seth Green and Idle Hands. That's a really underrated 90s comedy horror movie that I watched last year when the Scream Factory came out. It's really good. I like it. Kay says, yeah, I agree. I'll take The Thing in 4K. In the meanwhile, Stranger Boy said, I need to get Idle Hands Scream Factory release. Yeah, it's an awesome cover. Andrew Field says, what do you like to eat when you're watching movies?
For me, I like to eat either tacos or pizza. Those are like my go-to like movie meals.
Yeah, I see you taking those pictures of them tacos, man. It makes me hungry every single time. Like I need that right now. Kay says, I eat a lot of like cereal and stuff, pretzels, things like that when I watch movies. Of course, popcorn, like if I'm in the actual theater. Kay says, mid-level, I have that Tremors set, easily one of my favorites in my collection. Excited for Donnie Darko and The Thing in the same boxing. Yeah, it's definitely. I think I'm going to pick up Donnie Darko. I haven't seen the movie, but I'm
definitely picking up that one as well.
Yeah, I've never seen it, and I think I'm going to grab that one. Tremors 4K US Special Edition releases next week. Awesome. I highly recommend that 4K transfer. It's one of the best I've seen in a long time. I'll be honest. Stranger Boy says, my favorite Kurt Russell film is Big Trouble in Little China. That's a good pick.
Awesome.
Favorite movie poster of all time? Mine's The Dark Knight Burning Building poster. That's a good question.
Oh, for me, since I work at the movie theater and I do like the posters, my probably favorite one would probably be the John Wick Chapter 3 one. I don't know if you ever saw that one with like the orange and like the white and the purple, like
It's a
the
good one.
Vice City. I really enjoy that one. And I kind of like the It Chapter Two's poster. The Tokyo Drift poster is really nice as well. Um, Spawn had a really nice poster as well. Like, there's so many great posters. I could probably just keep naming them all night.
Okay. I'm going very classic and very generic and very simple, but they're great posters. I love the Exorcist poster.
Oh
Very
yeah,
simple. The guy's just standing outside the house, gives you everything you need to know about that film.
hmm
And Jaws. Jaws is iconic poster. The girl swimming with the shark underneath. Love that poster.
I agree.
Um, PR says, when I watch movie, I like to be not talking. Yeah, that usually helps when you're watching a movie to focus on it.
Yeah.
Favorite Kurt Russell movies: The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China, and Tombstone. Vinny Conrad says, Danny, how many movies do you have in your physical media collection?
For me, I have over 600 movies in my collection.
600. And I'm going to write that down because I wanted to do something with this show where I like create some kind of a physical media leaderboard with all the guests I have on, and
Mhm.
kind of put your all's names on there like you're in the Hall of Fame or something. So 600, that's a respectable collection. How long have you been collecting?
I've been collecting ever since I was a little kid. I started collecting DVDs, and then when Blu-rays came out, I started collecting the Blu-rays. And now with 4K slowly coming out now, I'm starting to get into that train as well. For me, I don't really have a specific like edition or like format that I collect. I just collect how I collect, and it's pretty much it.
I'm
That's how
like
I
the
build it.
same way. I collect just the editions that I want. For me, it depends on the movie, depends on the edition it is. It just depends on a lot of different factors. Depends on if I've seen the movie or not. I still pick up a lot of DVDs. I still pick up a lot of Blu-rays, 4Ks when I can. But usually I don't buy a lot of 4Ks. I mean, you don't really find 4Ks in like thrifting stores and stuff like that most of the time.
Yeah,
So
those are
usually it's
rare.
like Blu-rays and stuff. But Kay says, "What's your favorite movie trilogy of all time?"
I gotta say, for me, trilogy, I gotta go with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy. I know the third one wasn't great, but I enjoyed the first two, so I'd go with the regular Spider-Man trilogy for me.
There you go. Jared Runner says, "Oh, as for mine, mine's Star Wars, original Star Wars trilogy." Jared Runner says, "How many box sets do you have?" I've probably got like I got like 3 or 4 Scream Factory box sets. I've got that Columbia Classics box set. I got my Freddy VHS or my DVD box set. I don't know, 6 or 7, 8. I don't know. If you want to count like the Blu-rays, like the fat Blu-ray cases as box sets, I wouldn't, but I don't know, maybe like 15 if you count those. But how many of those do you have?
I have four, so I have like the Puppet Master Full Moon box set, the Scream Factory Friday the 13th, the Game of Thrones one, the 4K one. I finally got my replacement one for that, and the Jurassic Park, like the 5 movie collection. Those are like my four that I have. Oh yeah, and the Harry Potter trilogy, the 4K trilogy.
There you go. Excellent collection.
Thank
Thoughts
you.
on the Final Destination franchise? You a fan of those movies?
Yeah, I enjoyed them. I enjoyed the first three. The fourth one was okay. The fifth one was kind of predictable. I didn't really get in tuned with that one. But I really enjoyed the first three. Probably my favorite one is gonna be the second one for me. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, my favorite one's still I like the first 3 a lot. After that, I don't know if I've seen 4 or 5. I feel like I've seen one of them, but I don't remember. But I like the first 3. My favorite's part 3. Just because I was waiting forever to somebody to make a movie about a roller coaster going haywire and everybody
Yeah,
falling out.
yeah,
And they finally did it with that movie, and it delivered.
yeah.
Charles Rollins says, "How do you all feel about stores making the physical media smaller and smaller?" It sucks. That's pretty much all I got to say about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll still, I don't know. We're heading to a spot where the mainline stores like Walmart and Target, they're just going to be making their physical media smaller because there's not as great of a demand for it anymore as there was
Yeah.
10 to 15 years ago. Hopefully they won't get rid of it completely. But they are going to make it smaller, and it is what it is. You got to sell your washers and dryers. But
Yeah.
Lotula Moore says best trilogy, The Dark Knight.
I agree with you.
It's a great trilogy. It's a great trilogy. I don't know about the best. As far as like superhero trilogies, I would put the Captain America trilogy
Oh
over
yeah,
Dark Knight.
definitely.
If you want to count that as a trilogy, I know some people might be weird because it does depend on other movies, whereas most trilogies just depend on the 3 films. But if you want to count that, I would say Captain America is better than The Dark Knight, but that's my personal opinion. Red 4K says best trilogy got to be Lord of the Rings, my favorite film series of all time.
I agree with you.
I need to rewatch those. It's been a long time. I need to get the 4K. I'm waiting for it to go down in price to like 70, and then I'll pick it up. Stranger Boy said, do you have any TV show box sets? I have the Saved by the Bell Shout Factory set. I didn't know Shout Factory had a Saved by the Bell set, so that's actually kind of interesting.
Me either. For me, I have the Breaking Bad set, Sons of Anarchy. I really enjoyed
Yeah, the
that
Black
show.
Barrel set. Yeah, the Black Barrel set, the Breaking Bad one that came out, I think like 2013 or 2014.
I missed out on that one. I just have like the standard one, the standard Blu-ray one. Um, and I have I don't know if you got into. I'm getting into this show, Dynasty. It's like a remake from like an old TV show,
Oh
but it's
yeah, I
like
remember the old one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
yeah. I have that one. Better Call Saul. I have those ones. That 70s show. I have King of Queens. Everybody Loves Raymond. Um, yeah, it's pretty much it.
Cool, man. Yeah, for me, I don't really collect a lot of TV box sets. I got a couple that Mill Creek sent to me, which one of them's The King of Queens, which is one of my favorite sitcoms. So I was happy to get that one. I've got a couple of Breaking Bad seasons, I think, that I picked up like thrift shops or something along the way, and I've got the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones. I would like to get that 4K box set of those, but it's still just a little bit too much for me to pull the trigger on as of right now.
Yeah.
Because I would like to own those, but as of right now, with most of TV, like you have it pretty much, you can find every single show that you want on streaming. It's not really an issue. So I don't ever feel the need to buy TV. I don't know, even though it's kind of like the same thing with movies, but I don't know. It just always feels different to me. Tiana Loves Movies says, good night, guys. Have a great night. Thank you, Tiana.
You as well.
Appreciate you being here tonight. We're going to wrap things up pretty soon, guys. So if you got any last minute questions, go ahead and leave them down below. I don't want to keep Daniel here all night talking, but even though it is earlier on your side, I think it's 8 o'clock over there right now.
Yeah, it's 8:08.
Yeah. Side Hustle Cinema says, do either of you plan on upgrading your sound systems to take advantage of all the Atmos tracks? It's something I would love to do, Side Hustle. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of investment. But definitely it's something that I am working towards. I'll say that.
Same here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of money and a lot of time consuming too, putting it together and making sure it works right, and yeah, just finding the right speakers and everything. I'll do it eventually as well. Like at the meantime, just focusing on my collection for now, and then probably do it later.
Yeah, for me it's all about like getting everything one thing at a time. Like I got my TV, I got my player, I'm getting my 4Ks, building it up. The sound system comes next. But yeah, I eventually want to I'd like to turn the room I'm in right now into like a theater type room, where I can like screen 4Ks and do all that stuff and just kind of be here in solitude watching them, so I could provide better reviews for everybody. But as of right now, I just have my sound bar, and that's going to have to do. Stranger Boy said, thoughts on Halloween 3? I would always refuse to watch it, but then ended up loving it. Same here. Exact same thoughts here. Do you like that one?
Yes, I'm starting to like it a lot more now. Compared to when I was a little kid, because my mom used to went to the video store and rented me that one, thinking it had Michael Myers in it, And then when I put on to watch it, it was like a completely different movie. I kind of hated it at first because they didn't have Michael Myers in it. But now that I watch it now, I kind of understood what John Carpenter was trying to do. After Halloween 2, he was trying to make like a different he's trying to make like a quadrilogy, right, of like different events happening on Halloween.
Yeah, their
Um,
idea was he didn't even want to make Halloween 2. Like Carpenter was upset that they continued the Michael Myers because like he wanted it to end after the first one. So he wasn't really completely on board for that one. So when he came back to do Halloween 3, like he wanted to make that franchise like an anthology. Like every single Halloween was going to be a different story. Um, but yeah, I think Halloween 3 is great. The score is great. It's probably one of the more underrated horror scores that there are. But again, it's one that when I was a kid, I popped that VHS in. I said, "Where the hell is Michael Myers? He's not in this. This movie
yeah,
sucks." And I never watched it again until like 3 or 4 years ago. And yeah, now I love it. It's one of my favorite Halloween movies. Stranger Boy says, "Yeah, they made a Saved by the Bell locker set. That's awesome, actually."
that's cool.
Vinny Conrad says, "Do you have any animation box sets?"
No, I do not. Like I said, I'm still need to catch up on my anime and everything like that. Like eventually, if I can find some for like really good prices, I'll start picking some up. But yeah, as far as anime right now, I don't have anything.
Yep, same here. Lutula Moore says, "Wow," he said, "Dynasty was an old show. Now I really feel old because my mom used to watch that show when I was a kid." But you were talking about the new one though, because there is a new Dynasty show. It's not the old one. Or I think he was talking about the old one, but you were talking about the new one. Okay. Andrew
Yeah,
Fio said, "Kurt Russell movie I love is Breakdown 1997." I still need to see that one. I haven't seen it. PR Puerto Rico said, "Movie Wax. If I got one movie on DVD, I like to upgrade the movie on Blu-ray. There is something that I like on Blu-ray. I don't know better 4K." Yeah, I would agree with that. I would
me
agree
too.
with that. Stranger Boy 101 said, "Thoughts on the Daddy's Home films?"
Me, I think
Okay.
I think they're okay, like guilty pleasure, like comedy movies. The first one was pretty good. The second one was all right. Not as good as the first one, but I still enjoyed them overall. Though they're decent comedies for me.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. They're not great, but I enjoyed aspects of them. I like Jonathan Lithgow and Mel Gibson in the second one.
Yeah, they're hilarious in that one.
Charles Rollins says, "If you could watch one movie in the theater, what you choose and why?" Um, I guess you're talking like an older movie. We kind of got that opportunity this past year because they were releasing all the older movies in theaters. Um, I'll answer this in this way. If I could go back in time and watch a movie when it first released in theaters, um, it would be Psycho. It would be Psycho because I'd want to experience that twist that happens or the shower scene sequence for the first time with everybody else because I know it was a super shocking moment that people couldn't believe it when they saw it. So yeah, I would go back and watch Psycho in 1960 with everybody else in the theater.
For me, like I'd probably want to watch like Halloween 2 1981 in the theater because I kind of wanted to get that experience of seeing Michael, like old school Michael, like in the big screen.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I would probably definitely watch that one.
Is that your favorite one?
Yeah, for me, yeah, because I used to watch that one on VHS a lot as a kid, so that I have that movie like high whenever I watch it. So yeah, and I used to own like the what was it, the Universal widescreen like DVD as well. So I had like so many editions of that one. Yeah, that's like one of my favorite like horror films to me.
Yeah, I love it too. I just loved how it continued and picked up right where the first one left off.
Same here. I agree.
Um, Lutilla Moore says, "Nerd fact: Halloween 3 was an attempt at starting a Halloween anthology movie series, but but because of the low box office, they shelved the idea." Yep. And then I think a couple of years later is when they came out with Halloween 4
Yeah.
and brought Michael back. So that was the first Halloween movie that I ever saw was the fourth one. So that was my entry point. Do you have the original Texas Chainsaw semi truck Blu-ray set? I do not. I have a Steelbook of Texas Chainsaw, but not that set.
I don't have it either.
Kay says, if you wanted to show off one movie to a friend that's never seen your collection, what item would you show them? That's a good question.
Me would probably be the My Bloody Valentine, the original.
The Steelbook?
Yeah.
I would show them my Waterworld set because it's a very underrated Kevin Costner movie.
I still need to see that one.
My favorite fantasy film of all time. Vinny Conrad said, Ken, are you going to pull the trigger on Wonder Woman 1984 4K Steelbook? I don't know yet, Vinny. I have no clue. No clue if I will. But with that, guys, we are going to go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Gone about 2 hours and 15 minutes here. Had a great turnout. Awesome. A lot of great questions for everybody. Definitely thank you to Unwrap Them Movies for coming on here tonight, doing this stream with me. If you guys can, all of his links are down below in the description. Definitely connect with him on YouTube with his channel. Hit that sub button and follow him on Instagram as well. So with that, Unwrap the Movies, do you have anything that you want to promote yourself? The floor is yours. I'm going to give you the entire screen to promote yourself, promote your channel. This is your shot. Let's do it.
All right. Like you said, I had an awesome time here tonight on Ken's YouTube channel here tonight, discussing all physical media and everything like that. I can't thank you guys enough for those that ask questions and everything like that. And if you haven't subbed up to me, it's Unwrap the Movies. I do a lot of movie unboxings. Started to do a little bit of trailer reactions, Blu-ray hauls, everything like that. So if you like that type of stuff, make sure to head over to my channel. Give me some feedback. Like my videos. Make sure you're subbed. Follow me at Daniel Ray Otero on Instagram. And later on this week or this weekend, I might be doing a trailer reaction to Spiral and the Jason Statham, Guy Ritchie film, Worth of a Man. So stay tuned for that. And like always, I always do unboxing videos every Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. I'm not sure what I'm going to pick up next week. Maybe How High or Shadow of a Cloud of Coligres Moretz. So stay tuned for that. And make sure to follow me at Daniel Ray Otero on Instagram if you haven't. If you guys have any questions, you could DM me. I'll answer everybody's question. So yeah, like I had a great time here with Mid-Level Ken. Make sure you sub up to him. Make sure to go check out his Blu-ray hunting video. His Blues Day Tuesday video today. And his and his movie unboxings. I just did one for Wonder Woman 1984. I actually did some pretty cool edits with that one. I actually took my time with that one. So go ahead and check that one out. Leave a comment.
The Ten Commandments one?
Yeah, I'm gonna be posting that one probably tomorrow morning.
Cool. Yeah, man. Again, thank you for coming on here tonight. Thanks for everybody that joined us and asked us such great questions. Thank you to Tiana for the super chat. That was incredible and amazing. I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, Lutulo Moore, PR Puerto Rico, Jared Runner, Triboard Gigolo, 4KD Ray, of course, K. I try to call everybody out. Charles Rollins is here tonight, says great show. Vinny Conrad, Side Hustle Cinema, Stranger Boy, all the great people that were in here with us tonight. I definitely appreciate you guys supporting the show. Rev 4K as well. As for me on my channel, I'm going to be doing my Tremors 4K review. Hopefully tomorrow, I think, is when this is going to come out. So definitely check that out. Then later on in this week, I'm going to be doing the Slumber Party Massacre review, the Scream Factory for this. This was voted on by the community of my channel. They wanted me to watch Slumber Party Massacre and review it. So that is what I'm going to review on Friday. And then Saturday is going to be my haul for the month of March. And I picked up a lot of stuff in the month of March. It's probably like my biggest month I've ever done on the channel. So that should be a fun video to make. And then I'll be back next Sunday for Ken's movie experience. So yeah, appreciate everybody being here tonight. Appreciate Daniel being here. Please like this video before you guys get out of here. I would definitely appreciate that. Leave a comment down below as well. when we exit the stream. Just whatever you want to put, good show, or whatever, just leave a comment down below. That extra engagement always helps these kind of streams and stuff. So yeah, again, thank you, Daniel. Thanks everybody for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on those bell notifications, and we'll see you next time.